Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Got a lot to discuss today. A lot going on out there. Gotta address some things that are taking place in the world. I hope you guys can bear with me while we get into the podcast. We're going to cover a lot of really good stuff today. And anyone who comes after me for anything we cover today or anything I've ever done in my entire life hates my whole family and is a bad person. Just understand that that's the new rules of engagement. And if you don't believe me, I'm dressed head to toe like Marshall Mathers and Janet Jackson. So don't get carried away. Welcome in. Bad cop hat is on. Got bad news for people. It could get that way a little bit. We're going to get to the whole story. I got a great opening lined up. Boy, do I think the opening absolutely outlines, nails down what we're seeing. It's going to be a lot of fun today, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I've never been so gaslighted in my life. I've never spotted gaslighting as easily as I've spotted the gaslighting that took place today. It is absolutely unbelievable. And, if I have to put on my Italian restaurant server outfit to make my point, then so be it. So be it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble pulling it together. I'm trying to remain straight-faced here. And it's hard. It's hard. Okay. If you have no idea what I'm doing, then you have been asleep all day. You've been not watching the news. You've certainly not watched Twitter. You missed the Charlie Kirk show this afternoon at 11 a.m., Central Daylight Time. So you're going to have to catch up on that to understand the context of what we're talking about today. And here's what it is. I think this case is falling apart in real time. I think what we saw today is evidence of that. We have seen for the last several days a series of crash outs. We saw Blake and Andrew crash out the other day on the Charlie Kirk show. Why do they still call it that? What a creepy, morbid name. But the Blake and Andrew show, the show that runs mid-morning or whatever on that channel over there. So we've seen the crash outs. We saw them losing their mind. Oh, if you believe this, you're cooked. Get off the internet. Shut it down. Okay. Don't tell me how to live my life, fat boy. I got it under control. I'm good. Don't need your advice. No, thank you. No, thank you. Then we saw it today with what I thought was the quintessential crash out. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to discuss it in depth. I want to get to my opening first, but I do want to set it up this way. Somebody thought that get up was a good idea. I don't know what message they were trying to send. Somebody woke up. Well, let me say this. That was not recorded today. There's a 0% chance that was recorded today. That was recorded a day, maybe 2, maybe 3 days ago. I'm not sure. But there's a 0% chance that was recorded today. I have no idea why they chose today to run it. The last time Andrew Colvett ran pre-records over the Charlie Kirk show, someone died. Literally, someone died. So I got a little nervous when I saw it was a pre-record. But I knew it was a pre-record because I know Erika's not at the studio. Not there. So I have no idea why today, what they had going on. I guess they knew they were going to miss. They want to do something fantastic. I guess they didn't want to just run old Charlie Kirk clips. So they thought, let's put Erika in there dressed up like Janet Jackson. Maybe we'll give it a shot. But someone thought it was a good idea. Erika, here's what you should do. You should wake up in the morning. You should put on a black button down that buttons all the way to the top, all the way down your wrists. And you should put on a tight fitting black hat. And you should stare wildly into the camera and chastise people for 9 minutes or so. And then we'll cut to your husband for an hour and 50 minutes. That's going to be a great show. That'll be great. That'll go over swell. I honestly believe they're sabotaging her, but we'll get to all that. I want to get to my opening because I think the opening nails it. I think it nails it. I keep asking myself, where have I seen this before? Where have I seen this sort of a PR disaster before? Well, I'm going to tell you where. During the opening, you're going to hear this opening and go, "Oh, that's where I've seen this play before. I've seen this play before. I know exactly where this play comes from." Stand by. Well, as we go over this opening, it will become clear and apparent very, very quickly. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, with your permission, this is your opening statement. In the high-stakes arena of politics and leadership, few things are more destructive than a protective bubble of loyal aides and family members who shield a person from the harsh realities of public life while pushing them into the spotlight. This creates a feedback loop of false confidence. Staffers and handlers repeatedly affirm competence. They curate appearances and they limit exposure to criticism, even as nearly every single public appearance is destroying the leader's image. This results in an often spectacular public unraveling that damages not just the individual, but the entire organization the individual leads. We have a perfect example. It just happened in American history. Because one of the most scrutinized modern examples of this is the Joe Biden presidency. During his final years in office in 2024 and during the re-election campaign, Biden's inner circle constructed an elaborate system that managed his schedule, restricted unscripted public interactions, and projected what they thought was vitality and control. His trusted inner circle included longtime advisors, family members, and senior staff. They assured the president and the public that he was performing strongly. Nearly universally, everyone who watched Joe Biden in public knew he was a disaster. There were plenty of paid operatives and vested media figures and influencers running cover for him, and they were trying to assure everyone that what you were seeing was not the real Joe Biden, that he is, in fact, amazing. But the glaring shortcomings were there for everyone to see. Eventually, the truth was impossible to ignore. The disaster of Joe Biden's performance culminated in his famously horrific debate performance and his eventual embarrassing withdrawal from the 2024 presidential campaign. At the core were figures like Mike Donnellan, Biden's most trusted strategist who had been advising the president since the 1980s. Donnellan shaped messaging and reportedly told Biden his biggest issue was merely the perception of age. Donnellan remained steadfast optimist and private counsel. And there's Steve Ricchetti, another longtime loyalist and counselor who handled key operations. You had Anita Dunn and others who rounded out the political team. And of course, the family influence was ever present. First Lady Jill Biden, her aide Anthony Bernal, they played central roles in daily management. Even Hunter Biden was involved somehow in key decisions. Reports describe a shrinking Politburo that tightly controlled access to Joe Biden. Huge mistake. Cabinet secretaries noted reduced interactions with Joe Biden. Secretaries were limited primarily to briefing Biden's aides instead of Joe Biden directly. Staff limited Biden's workday to roughly 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., avoided extended unscripted settings and choreographed events meticulously. Aides reportedly discussed extreme measures like a wheelchair for mobility, but they deferred them until after the election. These strategies weren't mere logistics. Collectively, they were a deliberate strategy to shield Joe Biden from public perception and to shield public perception from Joe Biden. The Wall Street Journal and other outlets reported early limits on interviews and public appearances. These were designed to minimize concerns about his cognizance. Internally, concerns about cognitive tests were dismissed, not because Biden would fail, aides claimed, but because the optics alone would fuel doubts. Physician reports emphasized fitness. They downplayed observable stumbles. Aides restricted even senior officials' access to President Biden. Ron Klain and others later pointed fingers at isolation from domestic issues. But the consensus among critics is that this circle fostered a delusion. This circle, they genuinely believed, or at least they convinced themselves, and they convinced President Biden that Joe Biden was capable of serving another term, that he was capable of being president of the United States. So a hallmark of this setup was the echo chamber. Criticism was filtered or dismissed as partisan attacks. I'll repeat that. Anything that pointed out what everyone was seeing was dismissed as a partisan attack. Polling data, obvious public sentiment that suggested the public viewed Biden as weak or ineffective was simply reframed. Biden's verbal slips, his physical frailty, his slower speech, his weird walking gait, his need for assistance, all were attributed to his lifelong Joe Biden style of being a little gaffe prone. Not any deeper issues, we can assure you. Staffers who raised alarms were instantly sidelined, cut out, or even fired. Crucially, this dynamic extended to Joe Biden himself. This was kind of the key. Advisors fed him positive reinforcement. They aligned discussions and information that would boost his ego. Donilon's daily calls, his strategy sessions reinforced the narrative that the presidential race was only about Donald Trump. It was nothing to do with Joe Biden. Family members, particularly the First Lady Jill Biden, urged him to stay in the race even after the disastrous debate appearance. Publicly, the administration projected normalcy. Biden held scripted events. He delivered teleprompted speeches. He appeared in controlled environments. Handlers managed press interactions pretty tightly. They sometimes scripted questions or even limited follow-ups. Former staffers later alleged unethical practices like bullying journalists to ensure favorable coverage. Partisans took to social media to send the message that any attack on Joe Biden was deeply dishonest. And it stemmed solely from a desire to destroy Joe Biden and not to point out what all of our eyes could see, not to point out reality, that it was just destructive and partisan and mean. The strategy ultimately and historically collapsed most famously on June 27, 2024, during the CNN debate against Donald Trump. Joe Biden appeared confused. He struggled with sentences. He inexplicably froze for long periods of time. Viewers saw the non-functioning version that had been hidden by his inner circle, his supporters, and the media who desperately wanted Biden to win re-election. Rank-and-file Democrats were stunned. Everyone who had criticized him as incompetent was immediately justified. The world later learned what we had all suspected. Joe Biden was not remotely competent. Everyone around him knew it, and they'd all been lying about it the entire time. Before the debate that destroyed his career, Joe Biden's aides had debated the risks of putting him on stage, but they let it happen anyway. However, after his miserable performance, recriminations flew. His team tried desperately to revive his image. Some faulted the debate prep. Others described Biden as fatigued, maybe under the weather. But the event forced a painful reckoning. His polls immediately plummeted. His donors began to balk. And party leaders pressured Joe Biden to step aside. He withdrew from the race in July. The damage was profound. Joe Biden's legacy will forever be overshadowed by questions about his fitness, and more importantly, by the monumental cover-up of his very blatantly obvious incompetence. Had Joe Biden been sat down and told the truth, buddy, your time has passed, you're not up for the job, just ride off into the sunset, Joe Biden probably would be looked at as a very successful president. Believe it or not, I know partisans on the right don't want to admit that, but it's probably true. A placeholder after, fairly tumultuous time in American history. Instead, his approval ratings suffer and will continue to suffer for all of eternity. Nearly every Democrat candidate up and down the ballot faced consequences of what happened to Joe Biden. They all faced an uphill battle. Several factors converged to create the environment where Joe Biden voters and even Joe Biden himself were aware of his incompetence. First, loyalty defined his inner circle. Many of the people closest to Joe Biden had decades-long ties to the family. They prioritized those personal bonds over being honest. Cognitive dissonance. We talk about it a lot on this program, and then we do it for a reason. It's huge. It's a huge problem. It played a massive role because admitting Joe Biden's decline meant admitting and confronting uncomfortable truths about whether Joe Biden could do the job, whether he was the right man for the job at the right time. Even political incentives discouraged rocking the boat, as anyone challenging the president risked exile from mainstream Democrat politics. And of course, power dynamics amplified this problem. The small group closest to Biden wielded outsized influence. They essentially created a group of yes men who would do absolutely anything to keep Biden in power because all of their careers depended on Joe Biden staying in power. They weren't able to be honest because they had too much personally at stake. Jill Biden's role in particular, as the closest confidant, added a particular problem and a lot of emotional weight. So family protection mixed with this political calculation to set up a disastrous end to his career. And while obvious, looking back, now it's obvious, but these are classical leadership failures. They don't just infect presidents at the end of their career. They're very common. They destroyed Joe Biden, and they destroyed a lot of people who came before Joe Biden, and they will continue to destroy people and their organizations who follow Joe Biden. History offers a lot of examples. We have insulated monarchs. We have destructive CEOs that are surrounded by flatterers. And we have incompetent executives whose boards destroy their organization rather than trigger a succession plan. Biden's case underscores risks in any hierarchical organization. Handlers prioritize image over substance, and it creates fragility. When reality intrudes, often in the form of some sort of disastrous public downfall that forces the incompetence wide into the open, the fall is even steeper. Transparency and accountability suffer. Trust erodes. In Joe Biden's instance, it contributed to perceptions of an opaque presidency. The entire 4-year career he had is now in jeopardy as history looks back on it. It fueled partisan divides over fitness and governance and government transparency. So for leaders, the takeaway is clear. How do we avoid this? We cultivate an environment of diverse thought and accountability. This is a tough lesson for people at the top, and I give this in all seriousness. If at least one person on your team isn't regularly questioning the leader, you have an obvious problem. And I don't mean somebody's just being mean and nasty. I mean, if somebody's not a diverse dissenting opinion inside the group, you have a problem. Schedule regular, unfiltered assessments. That assessment needs outside input from someone who may not even like your leader. Constantly be aware of the need for a succession plan that will improve the organization, not just one that'll hold it steady or manage the decline. For staff, your loyalty should never eclipse candor. Voters, boards, executives must constantly be on the lookout for these insular bubbles. And the very second your leader no longer wants to hear what outsiders think, the first time a single sentence comes out of the mouth of a leader that they don't want to hear what the outside world thinks, that leader immediately needs to be reformed or replaced. And by reformed, I mean you're going to hear what the outside world thinks every day, or we're going to replace you. That's for the leader. If someone near the leader no longer wants to hear what the outside world thinks, or thinks that the leader shouldn't hear what the outside world thinks, that person doesn't get the option to be reformed. Replacement is the only option. That person's poison to the organization. Ultimately, Joe Biden is both a recent and classic example that reveals just how disastrous human vulnerabilities can be when they're hidden. Not every single human is built for every single role. No one is immune to decline. No inner circle can conceal an incompetent person or incompetent leadership, and they certainly can't conceal it forever. Joe Biden's handlers ran him into public view with assurances of strength, but the reality is he was a disaster. And that disaster spoke louder than their false assurances. The destruction of his image partially was his fault, admittedly, but it also was enabled by his closest advisors and nearly all of his supporters. In the era of intense scrutiny and 24-hour media cycles, those dynamics invite disaster. The story, Joe Biden's story, serves as a cautionary tale for leaders and the people closest to them. Success demands the courage to confront these uncomfortable truths before the spotlight mercilessly exposes them. And what we're getting in the story we'll talk about tonight is the spotlight mercilessly exposing them. That is your opening statement. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. I am beside myself today. I'm absolutely beside myself. It's a lack of respect. It's a lack of respect for you. It's a lack of respect for me. It's a lack of respect for the American political system. It's a lack of respect for TPUSA, the organization. And dare I say it, it is a lack of respect to Charlie Kirk. It's a lack of respect to Charlie Kirk. That you would put somebody in there who is fairly universally suspect. Most people don't like her. Don't believe me? Go into any comment section on any social media account and just read what they say about her. And then go back and find statement after statement after statement where she says, I don't even read what they say about me. Well, it's your fault. You should. You should know what they say. You should know how you're viewed. You should know what people think about you. Period. I never liked it when Joe Rogan said he doesn't read the comments. You shouldn't read every comment, but you should get a feel for what they say. If 99% of your comments are negative, you should know. You should know. I've looked in Joe Rogan's comment section. They're not 99% negative. I've looked in Erika Kirk's. They are. They just are. Anytime Andrew Colvett posts something on social media, 99% negative. Anytime Blake Neff posts something on social media, 99% negative. These guys used to have a top 5 podcast. It's nowhere to be found in the rankings. Nowhere. It's not in the top 10. It's not in the top 30. It's not in the top 50. It's not in the top 100. It's gone. Why? Because nobody believes this. Nobody's buying this. And you can't come out there and expect me 7 months later, almost 8 months later now, to go, oh, I've been wrong this whole time. She's great. Oh, man, I just have been seeing this wrong the whole time. TPUSA is actually doing the right thing. I felt bad for Biden. I did. I felt bad for him because even when he took what I thought was the right, I disagreed with a lot of his policies. I disagreed with him leaving the southern border wide open for 4 years, which he did, which has greatly harmed this country. I'm sorry it has. It has overcrowded schools. It's overcrowded hospitals. It's driven up housing costs to places we can't afford them, the cost of energy. I mean, we have an infrastructure built for a set number of people. And when you dump 20 or 30 million extra people on it, costs are going to go up, supply and demand. I mean, it's Econ 101. So I disagreed with a whole lot of his policies. There's one policy in particular I liked, and I took a lot of heat on the radio when I came out in favor of it when it happened, and that was getting out of Afghanistan. And I know it was a disastrous withdrawal, and it was horrible, and people died, and they left billions of dollars worth of equipment. That's fine. I get it. But I came out the morning after when every single person on the right was just dragging him for doing it. And I knew that I would lose supporters and fans on the radio, and I knew people would get on my social media and hate me, but I am intellectually honest and I'm philosophically consistent, and I call things how I see it. And I said, Mr. President, thank you. This war has gone on for more than 20 years. It's gone on for more than 20 years. It was time it ended. It was time it ended. It was the right thing to do to end the war. And getting out was never going to be easy. People were going to die, but guess what? People have been dying for 20 years. We were going to lose money, but we've been losing money for 20 years. Sorry. It was unpopular, but it's how I felt, so I said it. I felt bad for him, though, when I watched the 2024 campaign and I watched those closest to him obviously tell him, Mr. President, you've still got it. You're up for the job. You can do this. No, he couldn't. There's not a single honest person who was watching that believed for 1 second Joe Biden was capable of not only running a presidential campaign, but winning and then governing for 4 years. Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? He was nuts. He was absolutely nuts. He had no control of himself. So I felt bad for him. Because somebody close to him should have been honest and said, Mr. President, your prime is past. You're a little bit like Doc Holliday in the last 30 minutes of Tombstone. You might have one more ride in you, but you're going to die. Like you're very close to the end. And someone should have just been honest with him and said, you know, why don't you just hang it up? You've been a U.S. senator since you were in your 20s, dude. I mean, he was in his 20s, I think, when he got elected. Maybe he was 30 when he got sworn in, but I think he was 29 when he won the election. He'd been in the U.S. Senate forever. He'd run for president 2 or 3, maybe 4 different times. He finally won. Dude, you're going to be buried somewhere. It's going to say United States Senator, U.S. President. There's a lot of people that aren't going to have that on their tombstone, Mr. President. And if you go out gracefully, people will appreciate that. But instead, they just kept running them out there because all of their careers depended on it. And in the same way, I feel bad for Erika Kirk. What we saw today was the product of people like Andrew Colvett and Blake Neff, people on the board. I don't know who all's running her out there, whoever these people are that are near her, that realize she's their gravy train. She just is. And if for whatever reason she decides to hang it up, all of their jobs are in jeopardy. No one's going to keep those people around. Andrew Colvett has given the worst PR advice in the history of mankind. Somebody told her today was a good idea. Somebody told her it was a good idea to dress up like a psychopath, go on the air, rant, rave, take no accountability for anything that's gone wrong in the last 7.5, 8 months. And a lot of it is your fault, ma'am. Someone told her it was a good idea to go out there and blame everyone else and then disappear. I feel bad for her. If I told somebody, or if somebody gave me that advice and let me go out there, and that was pre-recorded. It's not like they didn't have a chance to review it and say, whoa, that didn't work out like we thought. Let's not release that. Let's just play a greatest hits. Or take 2, please. Can we do a second take? That was horrible. Let's rewrite that whole thing. Blake, you're fired. Bring someone else in here to write it. That was awful. But I feel bad. I honestly feel bad for her. Somebody is telling her this is working. You've got it, girl. You've got it. And I feel bad for her because there are people on Twitter who saw what I saw today and either didn't say anything or said something kind of mildly polite, like, oh, I love her. She's great. Not one person went on there and said, yes, Erika, you knocked it out of the park. That was amazing. That was awesome. That's exactly what we needed at this moment in time. You killed it. You know why? Because she didn't. It was a dud. It was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. She looked crazy. I'm sorry. She looked crazy. They have actually, I know they're watching because they have actually stopped the up talking a little bit. She still did it a little bit today, but she's gotten a lot better. She still did it a little bit when she was on the stage with President Trump the other day, but she's gotten better. Somebody has gotten to her and said, stop with the up talking. Now they need to get with her and say, go home. If you resign now, I mean, yeah, you're going to have some detractors, but it'll go away. It'll go away. I don't know how long they plan on her being with family. You know, it was very dangerous. She couldn't go out in the Athens speech, but she was able to go out for the next speech, and she was able to go out to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'm not sure what changed. If the travel was the problem, she had to travel to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I mean, you got to watch her plane in the air the whole way. I mean, it's you know, when you're going to fly, if you don't want people to know where you are, fly on Delta. Get on a Delta plane. Get on Southwest. They'll take you where you need to go. No one will know you're there. But I feel bad for her. I honestly do. It's to the point now where it's, I felt a little bad for Biden as elder abuse, but now it's like widow abuse. They think that they can just, hide behind that the whole time, and they can't. It's not working. It's not working at all. So I want to go back and just review a few things that I find particularly problematic at this point in her life. For example, let's just go back to how today came to be. Because it was a disaster. How did today come to be? Here is the tweet that started it all. This is the tweet that started it all. It got 3.5 million views. If you follow Twitter, that's a pretty healthy tweet. A lot of people saw this. A lot of people shared it, which means there was a lot of expectations about what we would see. Saturday, this was talking about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, was yet another traumatic example of the evil in our country and the continued rise in political violence. I'm taking time to spend with my family. That should have been it. Stop there, and who can argue with that? Yeah, you're right. It's tough. I will be joining the Charlie Kirk Show Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern to briefly address what took place. Enough is enough. I will say, I think that's the only time she said the word Charlie in this whole exchange, because I don't think she said it today on the air. I think she said my husband about 37 times, but I don't know that she actually referenced him by name. But that's what took place Monday. That's what took place Monday. And I interpreted that as this investigation's in trouble. The donors are freaking out. And I believe that. I believe that's why this speech took place today. I believe that's why she's taking time away. Because I think everybody sees the same thing we all saw at the end of Biden. At the end of Biden's term, it became an inescapable, undeniable fact that Joe Biden was not competent, that he was not capable of holding the position any longer. And those around him insulated him from that criticism. But I think if you are a board member of TPUSA, particularly if you're a donor, one of these people who shells out 7 figures every year to keep this organization afloat, keep in mind they don't sell anything. Like, they're not selling. I mean, they sell hats, but they're not making a living off of hats, right? What do you make, $3 off each hat or something? You're not making a living off of hats. They sell shirts, but what do you make, $4 off a shirt? You're not making a living off the shirts. How TPUSA survives is they go around to billionaires and 100 millionaires, and they say, will you give us $5 million this year? What are you going to do with it? Oh, we're going to travel around to college campuses. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay, yeah, I'll give you $5 million, sure. Use it well. We're going to convince people to love Jesus. We're going to convince people to vote Republican. We're going to convince people to be economically sound, whatever it is. And they go, yeah, I'm happy to do that. But the moment you realize that the organization asking you for the money is being led by someone totally incompetent and the face of the organization is universally reviled, you sort of lose it. You don't think it's a good idea to donate anymore. Like, your days are done. You're not doing that anymore. And that is right now where I think TPUSA finds themselves. I also think the case against Tyler Robinson is collapsing. It's not lost on me that the federal government has not turned over the gun. It's not lost on me that they couldn't get the bullet to match. Those things are not lost on me. It's not lost on me that they have never claimed they have video footage, not in any pleading, that they have video footage of the actual moment of the shot. It's not lost on me that they actually themselves claim they lost him from camera for a great deal of time. And it's not lost on me that when we finally pick him back up, he's this big on the screen, just a little tiny grainy figure running across the roof. None of that's lost on me. It's also not lost on me that there's a 0% chance that wound came from a 30-06. And it's not going to be lost on the jury either. That's not a 30-06 wound, guys. Stop with the MLK comparisons. It's not the same. The bullet from MLK did actually come out of his body before going back into his body. It shattered his jaw on the entrance, still had enough force to then leave his other lower part of the jaw, leave his body, come back into his neck, into the body, hit the scapula, and finally come to a rest. A 30-06 is a very powerful round. There's a 0% chance if you got shot right here on a 30-06 at a 9-degree angle that bullet's going to stay in the body. It's just not going to. Stop trying to gaslight me. Stop trying to tell me it is. Stop trying to tell me it's normal. Bullets do weird things. Oh, I once shot a deer. Yeah, a deer is this thick. A deer is this thick. A neck is this thick. I guarantee you didn't shoot a deer and the bullet stopped in this much tissue. I promise. Not unless it hit like a femur. And even then, it probably didn't stop in that much tissue. Probably kept going. So the case is a disaster. The case is a disaster. It's falling apart. They don't have the confessions. The text messages don't say, I shot Charlie Kirk. They just don't say that. The parents are not going to testify that he told them he shot Charlie Kirk. They're just not going to, guys. I got bad news for everybody who thinks they are. They're not going to. That's my understanding of their parents' testimony, and I've got good reason to think that. They're not going to say that. The grandfather's not going to testify that he was immediately recognized the gun and thought that the gun must have done it. Not going to happen. All the things you guys have been told, all the gaslighting that you guys have bought into is not true. Is there evidence Tyler Robinson was involved? Sure. Sure there is. He was in the city, right? He was there. He was on camera walking around, right? Car was there. There was a gun that was there. Yes. Does that mean you can get beyond a reasonable doubt that he killed him? No, not at all. Not at all. And if you're a donor to TPUSA or an interested party or even an employee at TPUSA and you see all this taking place and you see all this going on and you realize the case is falling apart, that everything's not what you were sold, that you realize your CEO, every time she walks out in public, she does crazy things with her face. She wears crazy stuff. She looks crazy. She says crazy things every time. Like there's never been a normal appearance. There's never been a time where she walked away and you're like, man, thankfully she's in charge. We're really going now. Man, we are really fine now. Everything's under control now because Erika's here. No, I don't think that. You don't think that. The employees don't think that. And the board doesn't think that. Not more importantly, none of the college leaders think that either. What you have are some people on X and Instagram who are just trying to own the libs. That's where they are. They just want to own the libs. And right now, they think the libs don't like TPUSA because TPUSA historically was a thorn in their flesh. And Erika's at the head of TPUSA. So all criticism must just be an attempt to take down TPUSA. Well, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. But I want to go through some specific things because we have this series of crash outs. And those crash outs tell me that things are not going well on the inside. Blake and Andrew freaking out on the air a few days ago is a big sign that things are not going well behind the scenes at TPUSA. Whatever that was today, a massive sign things are not going well at TPUSA. So we have a series of questions. Like if Erika wants to remain at the helm, I think she has to be able to answer some questions. Number one, why did you claim Candace said that Erika killed Charlie? She's never said it that I've seen. Oh, but bam, didn't you see the text message where she said, yeah, I saw a text message where she was joking around with a friend and she even put a laughy face on it. I saw that. But no one assumed that's what you were talking about, Erika. Not a single person assumed that's what you were talking about. It sounded very clear to me, and I think it did to everyone else because everybody had the exact same reaction, that what you were trying to say in that moment today is that Candace goes on her podcast or goes to speeches and she says, I believe Erika did it. I'll be the first to say, I don't think Erika did it. I don't think Erika killed her husband. Nor do I know a single human being that does. I've never talked to anyone who does. Talked to Candace. I've never heard her say that. Talked to a lot of these other podcasters. I've never heard anyone say that. No one who's ever been on this show has ever said that. I've never said that on this show. I don't know a single person who believes Erika killed Charlie. Not one. So what a weird thing to say. Why would you even bother saying that? Why would you lie? Why would you come on the air and tell a lie in your great 9-minute speech that I think is some sort of Hail Mary pass to try to regain control of the narrative? While we're asking about questions that are demonstrable, why can't we get a straight answer from Erika about her educational history? You claim time and time again to have a double major. Did you have a double major? It's an easy yes/no question. And if you didn't, it's an easy thing to explain. Well, I didn't, but I did satisfy the requirements. And if they did have a double major, I would have gotten, just come up with something. Tell me something. But it's an undeniable fact that I've looked at the program. It took me months to find it, but I finally got a hold of the program. Thanks to Daisy, she was able to track one down. I finally got a program from the day you graduated, and you were not listed as having two majors. You had one. I also got a hold of the program guide for Arizona State University while you were there, and they didn't even offer that as a major. So why would you go around telling everybody you had a double major in these two programs when one of them didn't exist and you weren't listed as having a double major? Again, if we're clear in the air, if you want to win people over, if you want people like me to back off, give me a reasonable explanation. But gaslighting me and acting like I'm crazy for mentioning it. Oh, they claiming she lies all the time. They've never provided any evidence of any lies she's ever told. I have. I am doing it right now. Take notes. Get a pencil out. Write it down. On April 29th, Baron Coleman said at 6:44 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 2026, Anno Domini, that Erika Kirk lied about having a double major. And he gave good evidence that she could not have had a double major. And while we're on that, make a little bullet point, sub down, give me an indentation, make a little bullet point and say, why did you claim to have a summa cum laude or a magna cum laude? You didn't even graduate cum laude, but you had no academic honors that we could tell. Why did you say you did? Well, because there has to be some explanation. You can't just ignore the question and go on and expect to gain credibility. If you make a public statement and that public statement is not true and somebody raises the issue and says, whoa, that doesn't sound right. That's not true. And you go, I'm not going to talk about it. No. I'm calling you a liar, pants on fire. Funny thing about that. One of my 5th grade teachers used to say, liar, house on fire. I don't know why she got it so wrong. Well, I knew it was wrong. Everyone knows it's liar, house on fire. But when I got married, I used to tell Mrs. Coleman, I'd say, that's liar, house on fire. She's like, Baron, it's liar, pants on fire. Why do you say that? I'm like, no, it's not. It's liar, house on fire. I did this for 20 years. And finally, one day I was like, I've just been messing with you the whole time. It's always been liar, pants on fire. But my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Jones, she used to say liar, house on fire. I think she taught like math or something. I don't remember what I took, science, some 5th grade class I took with her. But she used to say liar, house on fire. And that's an aside. But if you want to regain credibility, if you want to get back in control, there are some very obvious lies, I think, that we've been able to identify that are basically inconsequential and that could be handled by just being honest. I didn't actually graduate summa cum laude, but I didn't because of X, Y, and Z, but I did say that because of Y, A, B, C. Just tell us the truth. Why did you claim that when it's so obviously and verifiably not true? Just like the double major, just like the major in a program that didn't exist. While we're on your educational background, why as late as 2023 were you telling people you had a doctorate in education and Christian leadership? You did not. You did not. You never had a doctorate in education and Christian leadership. You did get some sort of master of laws. That's a fine degree. I'm sure it's an excellent degree. I'm sure it's a difficult degree to get. I went to law school. It's not a full law degree, but I think it's like the first 2 years of a law degree. Law programs are hard. Congratulations for passing the first 2 years of a law program. One more year, you could have been a lawyer, but you chose to stop at 2. Who am I to judge? But a master's in laws is decidedly not a doctorate in Christian education leadership. And so why were you telling everybody you had this? Why were you being quoted in magazine articles saying you had this? Why did your resume on LinkedIn say you had this? Why did bios about you say you had that? You didn't have it. So were you telling people you had that? Or is the answer, well, I never said that. I don't know where they got this. I didn't even own that LinkedIn page. I have no idea who ran it. Okay, I'll accept that. But what I won't accept is total silence on the issue. It's a legitimate question. It goes right to the heart of your credibility as a human being. You want me to believe that you were with your kids on September 8th and 9th? Show me a history of integrity and veracity. Show me your truth. Show me when you speak, it's honest. Now let's go to more important things. In the New York Times, it said you found out that your husband died while you were on an airplane. I look at that timeline and find that impossible to believe. So is it true? Did you tell them that? Did they just say that? Why did they say that? Typically, the New York Times prints what people say. Did the reporter just make it up? Did you ask for a retraction or correction? Could you please do that if it's not true, if you never said that? Did you record it? I've done interviews with the New York Times. I recorded them. I don't trust them. But why did you say that you were in the air? Because you weren't in the air for like almost 2 hours after he was shot. And Andrew Colvett said you knew within 30 or 40 minutes that he was dead, which means you would have been on the ground. In fact, 50 minutes after he was shot, or after the Big Bang, whatever we want to say, after the incident, after Charlie goes down, 50 minutes later, Victor Marx is on social media declaring him dead. So if Victor Marx knew before you knew, how did that happen? Is that true? Did he know before you knew? Because he knew while you were very much not on an airplane. Why can't you clear that up? That seems like an easy thing to clear up. Like, give an interview and clear all this up. You can come on this program. I'll be polite. I've never invited anyone on a program that I've hosted and been rude. Never once. I give you plenty of opportunity to speak. I might disagree with you. I might ask a follow-up question. You might not like the follow-up question, but I'm not going to be rude about it, and I'm going to give you the last word. I've always done that with people I've invited on a show. Now, if they ask to come on a show, they're going to get whatever treatment they get from me. But I'll be happy to have you on and have you answered. Talk to me about your educational history. Why are there these discrepancies? Talk to me about the degrees you have. Talk to me about the majors you have. Talk to me about the honors you have. Talk to me about when you found out Charlie Kirk had passed away. Where were you? Were you on the ground? As your flight program, as your flights tend to suggest you should have been on the ground, or were you in the air? Because if you were in the air, why were all these people aware of it before you were? Why was Victor Marx aware of it? Why was Jack Hibbs aware of it? Why was Andrew Colvett aware of it? Why was Frank Turek aware of it? Why were you like the 10th person to find out your husband died? Seems a little out of order. While we're talking about conversations surrounding his death, let's talk about the Superman neck, because that's a weird moment in history that we all like to gloss over. We all like to gloss over it, and because it's messy and it's nasty and it's gross and it's emotional. But somebody put words in the mouth of the surgeon. And those words in the mouth of the surgeon came out through Andrew Colvett's Twitter feed. Did you authorize that statement from Andrew Colvett? It's a yes or no question. Were you on the phone with Andrew Colvett when he was talking to the physician? Did the physician actually say that? Did you say that? Did Andrew say that? Who suggested the Superman neck? How did that conversation go? Again, it's gross. It's base. It's icky to talk about, but it's a real problem in this narrative. It makes you look, Erika, deeply dishonest. It makes you look like a freaking liar. And that's the problem. All of these things make you look like a liar. And when every single one of these disputed facts can best be and most easily explained Occam's razor as, well, Erika lied about it, then you have a deep problem on your hands. You have a credibility issue. It's difficult when you go on any kind of interview and speak because nobody believes anything you say. And if you think, oh, it's just Barron and Candace to think this. No, it's not. It's everyone. And if you don't understand that reality, go back to my opening and listen to it again. You're being insulated. Because right now, Erika, people don't believe you. They don't trust you. You want to salvage TPUSA? You've got to come clean. You have to be honest. You tell people you were raised by a single mother? Well, you're quoted at 17 years old saying you lived with your grandparents, your mom, your stepdad, your stepbrother. Were you raised by a single mother? Did you ever live a home alone in a house with a single mother? You tell people your parents divorced when they were 5, but the divorce records suggest you were like 11? I mean, maybe you don't want to talk about your parents' divorce, and that's fine. And maybe if that was the only discrepancy in your bio, people would say, oh, well, it's kind of uncouth to ask her about it. Well, but not when everything she says is a lie. It's not uncouth at all. It goes right to the heart of her integrity. Who is this woman? Was she really raised by a single mother? And it's relevant, it's pertinent, because she said she's not afraid of raising her kids as a single mother because she was raised by a single mother. Well, what if she wasn't? Because her own interviews from when she was 17 years old suggest she was not. And if she was not raised by a single mother, then maybe she should be scared to death of raising her kids as a single mother. Maybe that should terrify her. And so it's relevant. It's no longer uncouth to ask the question. Not when you've imported that portion of your bio into your survivor story of surviving the death of your husband. You have now imported that lie, potentially, and created a narrative that you're fine raising your kids. Speaking of your kids, where the hell are they? Where were they last night? Where were they while you were at the White House Correspondents' Dinner? Where were they when you were with the president? Where were they when you were in Athens? Where were they when you were in West Palm? Were they with you all the time? Where were you this morning? Not a lot of people are asking that question. Why did you guys pre-record this today? Where were you? You said you were going to spend time with family. Were you at home with your kids? That's an easy question. What do you mean by spend time with family? Who's your family? And getting into just some of the basic stuff. What happened Saturday night after the shooting, or after the alleged shooting, or after the whatever that was, where the guy comes running in, it doesn't sound like he fired any shots now that we read the indictment, but at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, you were videoed leaving the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Who took that video? Who took that video? If you look at the metadata of that video, who does it say took the video? If you talk to people who were at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where was the woman who posted the video at the moment the video was recorded? Was she where you were? Was she in that hallway? Is that where Sarah Sidner was when you ran by? Was she in that hallway? Or was she somewhere else? How'd she get in possession of that video? I think it's a legitimate question, particularly in light of the fact that one of the goriest, one of the nastiest, one of the most classless things I've ever seen posted in the history of American social media was you laying in your husband's coffin, talking, whispering, and crying. Rubbing his hands, kissing his hands. It was a really disgusting video. And it was a manipulation posted to social media. Is that what this was? Was this a manipulation posted to social media? Who took that video? Was this a lot like that? Was this like That was not impromptu, right? Because you posted it. You posted the in the coffin video, which is weird. Admittedly, it was weird. Someone had to record that, and then someone posted it to your social media account, right? So who took the video of you walking by? Because that I want to go home, that made a lot of rounds, and that all your fans were really posting that, saying, "Oh, we got to leave her alone. Look, she's hurting, she's crying, she crying." Who took the video? It should be an easy question. If it was Sarah Sidner, was she in that hallway when that video was taken? Because she's the one that posted it. CNN reporter. Was she there? How'd she get in that hallway? How'd you get in that hallway? It's a really weird set of circumstances. And while we're talking about your whereabouts, were you really in Athens that day? I mean, all signs seem to point to yes, but you were telling people you were afraid to travel. So were you actually in Athens, Georgia, when you canceled the appearance in Athens, Georgia? Why did the Y Refi guy look off the stage as if he was looking at you when he thanked you? And what about the video of your husband appointing you as the CEO, even though it's not his role, even though he was quite alive when he said that, and at least as far as I know, had no plans of dying in the next few weeks? He did. Why would he have been saying that in the first place? Why does the audio sound all spliced together? Why does his voice sound different, almost AI-like? And where's the video? That should be an easy thing to release. And why did Blake crash out when he was asked to release the video? Why not just say, okay, here it is? That seems like such an easy thing to do. You guys want to take control of this narrative? You want to win people back over? You got to answer some of these questions. Why are you guys releasing stuff through House and Habit and Gary? Why aren't you just releasing stuff yourself? What flight did Andrew take into Provo, Utah? That seems like it should be easy. But instead of Andrew just saying, I was on this flight, he releases it through some podcaster no one's ever heard of, or some blogger or whatever I don't even know what she really is, but he releases it through her. And then he comments in the comments section, and he gives some kind of vague post about, oh yeah, I think that's right, or something. I mean, what flight were you on, Andrew? Why can't you just say it? I was on this plane. It landed at this time. Why is that hard? Why is that hard? Why not? Where were you, Erika, on September 8th and 9th? Why can't you just say, here's where I was. Here is who I was with. And don't give me this, well, I don't owe you an explanation. Then why are you trying to leak one through Andrew, through Gary, through his live stream with 45 people watching? Why not just release the information? I mean, Andrew hosts a podcast every day. People might actually watch it if they gave some information. If he went through and answered all these questions, people would watch that podcast. Nobody watches it right now because they're full of crap. They just lie all the time. They don't address anything. They just boop, 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 boop. They just talking points. I mean, I might as well watch Sean Hannity. It's just become neocon Sean. You need one of those CIA pins Sean Hannity wears. One of those little Star of David and American flag pins where they're all mixed together. You need one of those on there if you're going to run that podcast the way you run it. Where were you on the morning of September 10th? Why is there a person who owns a building or who owns a business that's at a building at the Scottsdale airport who can neither confirm or deny whether you were in that building? You're supposed to be with your mom. Were you? And why can't you just answer the question? Why can't somebody just come out and say, here's where she was? Why do we have to release things through people, back channel, back door, hide the ball, not going to answer you, you shouldn't ask it, shame on you for wondering to know? I think it's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. There's an eyewitness that puts you at the Scottsdale airport. Is the guy lying? Is the guy lying? And if he is lying, Why won't the owner of the business just say, no, she wasn't here? What are you talking about? Why would she be in my office? Why would she be at Hopkinson Aircraft Sales or whatever? Why would she be here? We're not a terminal. Why not just answer the questions? Because you want everyone to think we are crazy. Oh, that Candace, that Barron, they're nuts. They've lost their lid. They're just going crazy. No idea why they say all this stuff. I want to be right. I just want to be accurate. That's it. Andrew, if you're watching, Blake, I just want to be accurate. But I can't be accurate when every time a fact comes up, you guys won't correct it or clarify it. These are legitimate questions. A human being was murdered. He was a national treasure. He was a high-profile political figure. I would argue he's the second highest profile person ever assassinated in the United States, at least since 1963. I think it's a higher profile political assassination than Robert F. Kennedy and MLK. I do. I think it was, particularly because of the disgusting nature of it, because of the public nature of it. It looked like a public execution, to borrow a phrase from Josh Hammer. And because of that, people want to know what happened. Why did you hire 4 lawyers, Erika, to represent you when you're just the victim? You're the victim of the case. You're the victim representative, meaning there's the victim's dead, so Utah allow someone to stand in place of the victim. Why do you need 4 lawyers to represent you in that situation? Why do you need any lawyers? Why not just show up when they ask you to be there? And why aren't you showing up to any of these hearings? That's a little weird. When my wife died, I'd be at every hearing. Every hearing. I'd be sitting right behind the defense table if they'd let me. Unless the judge asked me to sit on the other side of the courtroom, I'd be right behind the defense table. Every hearing. Why aren't you there? You don't care about the case? You hired 4 lawyers to represent you in the case. Where were you on September 8th and 9th? Where were you on September 10th? And why can't we get a clear answer? A man died. Your husband died. So why are we shutting down every avenue of investigation into this case that might lead to any other answer other than Tyler Robinson did it by himself? You guys can't possibly know Tyler Robinson did it by himself. You can't possibly know that. Tyler Robinson could have been working with the Russians. He could have been working with the Iranians. He could have been working with the Israelis. He could have been working with the United States government. He could have been working with a bunch of trans Tifa. He could have been working with anybody. You're not curious? You're not curious? You've taken your husband's job. You're doing the same job that got him killed, and you don't want to know any more about who did it? You're satisfied with, oh, well, he could have done it alone, so I guess we'll just go with that. Huh? You're not the least bit concerned by that? Like, I would want to know. I would want to know who killed him. If that's my husband, I want to know. Particularly if I'm going to hold the same job, because I got to know if I'm in danger. It's a bunch of weirdness. Bunch of weirdness. For the rest of you, Dan Flood, right here. Mikey, look at my eyes. Andrew, not that it matters. I think you have to have a conscience to understand what I'm about to say. So I'm going to start with Dan and Mikey. There's a general rule in a situation like this. The first one to the courthouse wins. Meaning, if I'm involved with a plot to rob a bank and a couple people die, so we're all involved in felony murder now because we're all involved in it. So we're basically all murderers at this point. And to date, we've gotten away with it, but the investigation's ongoing, and I've got a little concern with the people involved in this investigation and where the evidence may lead. I've got a decision to make. I can hope for the best, hope they never figure it out, hope that they never track down any evidence of who did it, hope that the defense is incompetent and can't put it together in their investigation. Hope no interested outsider is able to ever put it together. Or I can go get a lawyer. I can sit down with a lawyer and say, listen, I need to enter into an attorney-client relationship, and we got to be real about this. I'm going to tell you some things probably that are going to cause me harm if they ever leaked out of this office. So I need you and I to enter into a proprietary agreement, a privileged agreement. I've had this conversation with people. They sit in your office and they say, hey, I'm going to tell you some stuff. You can't tell anybody because I need you to represent my interests. So you, as the lawyer, what I would tell them is this. Let me give you the limits, and then you decide how you want to proceed. Anything you tell me about what happened in the past, as long as no one's currently in danger and it's no ongoing crime, anything you tell me about what happened in the past, you've got my word. You're the only person on earth I'll discuss it with. I won't talk to my wife about it. I won't talk to your wife about it. I won't talk to the police, surely, not the prosecutors, and I'm willing to go to jail to hold this secret. So don't tell me about anything you plan to do in the future. Don't tell me about any ongoing crime that's going to continue into the future. But if you talk to me about things in the past, you've got my word. I'm going to have you sign some documents. We're going to outline some rules of engagement. Don't say anything until we've got a clear understanding that I represent you, that I willingly represent you, voluntarily represent you, that you're going to willingly, knowingly, and voluntarily tell me everything you tell me. And it's only going to be about things that happened before you walked into my office. Let's sign some paperwork. Sign some paperwork, and then we start talking. I would do that. I would do that. Because what I would want to get all the benefits of being the first person to the courthouse. Because everyone else goes to prison for life or gets the death penalty. But the guy who goes to the courthouse first either gets off or gets probation or gets a couple years maybe, and then they go live their life normally again after that. So if I'm Mikey, if I'm Dan, I'm somebody with a conscience, I'm somebody bothered by what happened, I just want to go to a lawyer and get their advice on how should we handle this. Do we race to the courthouse? Do we go get in touch with the prosecution? Do we talk to the police? And as the lawyer, it's really not hard at that point. You just pick up the phone and you say, hey, I got some information about a crime that was committed in your jurisdiction. I've got a client here who I believe is in a cooperative mood, at least at present. I hope he stays that way. I think he could give up several people who were more involved than he was, or at least very involved. But he doesn't want to do a lot of prison time. He wants to see his family. He wants to go back home. How do you want to handle this? And every prosecutor in America wants to hear the story. I'd be doing that. Because I'm telling you right now, the prosecutors aren't buying this case. They're not buying that Tyler Robinson did this alone. Nobody's buying, Dan, that you just stepped forward and did this 300 milliseconds before a big bang popped out. Nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying it was a 30-06, Mikey, Dan. They just weren't. Nobody's buying it. The jury's not going to buy it either. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying that his defense is in on it and going to frame him. I'm not yet. I don't see that at this point. But I'm also not buying that he could have possibly been taken down in a conspiracy that didn't involve you. I don't know whether there was a conspiracy that took him out. I don't know whether you were involved. But if there was, I don't see how it could have possibly happened without your involvement. I don't know for sure anyone was involved. But if there was a conspiracy, I think there are a few people that had to be involved. And I think the guy that stepped forward and did this 300 milliseconds before the bang, he'd be an interesting person to hear from. I think he would be able to save himself. So I don't know what's going on in New Braunfels, Texas, Dan. I don't know what's going on in Scottsdale, Mikey. I don't know if there's fear. There's ways around that. But I know this. The way Blake and Andrew and Erika are acting this week, it's not going well. It's just not going well, guys. It's not going well at all. So, Erika, if you want to win people over, continuing to take to the stage and acting like a nutcase is not going to get the job done. Andrew, Blake, if you guys are wanting to win people over, your current tactics are not working. They're alienating people and they're convincing more people to jump on my side of the issue than yours. All you podcasters and Facebookers and X people and all these people trying to go out there and attack those of us that are, I've laid out some pretty legitimate questions that should be answered. All you people that want to attack me just because I identify some really weird things about this case and about Erika as a human being and feel like they're pretty legitimate questions that deserve to be answered, that we all deserve to have an answer to. It's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done. You saying there's a mountain of evidence when there clearly is not a mountain of evidence? I haven't even asked questions that you guys can't answer, like why did Tyler Robinson immediately leave the scene of the crime and go to a shopping center and then go to a Quick Quack car wash and then go to the Dairy Queen, then go to the steakhouse, then come back to Orem? I'm not suggesting you guys can answer those questions, so I'm not asking you those questions. But if you don't admit that's a little weird and that might lead someone to believe that he didn't do it, stop telling me that's a 30-06 wound. Let's just get that out of the way right away. Stop telling me that's a 30-06 wound. Find for me the 30-06 that can stop in 3 inches of muscle tissue. Find for me the 30-06 round. You've lost the right to claim frangible round. You've lost the right to claim defective hand load, because now we know it's a 30-06 Springfield cartridge. They make 150 to 220 grain rounds. They arrive with more than 2,000 foot-pounds of force at more than 2,500 feet per second. Like, we know this. We know these facts. And we all know that round is not stopping in the neck, and we know a jury's going to know it doesn't stop in the neck. And so we have instant problems with the case right out of the gate. And then you guys all acting like this just compounds it and makes everybody look really bad. Really bad. Final thing I'll say. You've never heard on this program me call for violence against anybody, nor will you ever. I don't believe in it. I'm a pacifist. Like, literally, I don't even want to go to war. The only time I would resort to violence is in a true self-defense scenario, meaning there's a military invading the United States. I will take up arms and I will go meet that military. And if I lose my life, that's part of the game. That's part of the civilized game we play. That's part of the way civilization works, is you go save the women and children and the men go into harm's way. But I'm not going to another country to fight if I can avoid it. I mean, unless it's, again, an existential threat to the United States. And I just don't see that happening anytime soon, not under current political climate. Likewise, I'm not going out into the streets and engaging in violence against somebody, not unless my life or the life of someone near me is in immediate jeopardy. And then whatever happens, happens. But I don't believe in political violence. I don't believe in assassinating political leaders. I don't believe in assassinating political figures. I don't believe in assassinating political enemies. I don't believe in murdering people, harming people, confronting people. You hear me all the time say, don't even talk to these people. Like, don't even go to their door. There's no reason to talk to them. There's no reason to observe them from afar. Anything we can do to investigate this can be done on the line. There are plenty of databases. We have podcasts. We have phones. We can call people. We can talk to people. There's no even reason to confront people. Why would you even talk to these people? And so the idea that someone on this channel or any channel I watch, frankly, I don't even watch channels that call for violence, is calling for some sort of violence or suggesting that there should be violence or rousing people up to violence, it's nonsense. The only thing you've ever heard me say, like, I am a true pacifist. Like, at heart, I'm pretty much a pacifist. That's not just in terms of global political conflict. It's even more true in my own personal life. And so that's nonsense. It's another lie. Honestly, it's another lie. The idea that this is somehow dangerous to investigate a crime, it's not all dangerous. People do it every day. There are true crime podcasts that are looking for who done it. I remember listening to one at my sister's advice years ago. Some guy named Adnan, maybe in Baltimore, Maryland or somewhere. He was convicted of murdering, I think, a girl he dated or maybe wanted to date. I can't remember the exact facts of it, but he was convicted. He was recently released from prison because of the investigation of this podcast. So podcasts do get results. They're able to look into cases and uncover things. In my own life, I don't want to get too into details here publicly, but we have a member of our family who vanished off the face of the earth almost 30 years ago, never to be seen again. It was my wife's family, and it was 6 months or so before I met my wife, maybe 5 or 6 months before I met my wife, but she had a cousin vanish off the face of the earth. I've spent countless hours looking into that. It's a cold case. I would love to know what happened. I would love somebody to get a conscience and come forward and admit to doing it or admit to who did it. That's not jeopardizing anybody. That's not putting anybody in danger. That's just trying to figure out who committed a crime. Oh, but Barron, they've already said Tyler did it. Well, they said Adnan did it too, and they let him out of prison. That's the whole point. People get accused of things they didn't do, or there were people involved and they got away with it. Investigating a criminal activity is not endangering people's lives. It's not calling for violence. It's not recommending violence. It's trying to figure out who did it. So I don't know the motivation of the people who are raising this argument, other than, again, I honestly, I'm letting them off easy. I think this is sort of the own the libs approach. They think that if Erika can survive, that somehow owns the left, owns the libs. And what I mean by survive, I don't mean physically survive. I mean survive as the CEO of Turning Point USA. That somehow owns the libs because the libs don't like Turning Point, and we'll show them. We'll put a veritable nutcase in charge, and she'll survive. They have no control over us. That's a ludicrous position. I mean, a ludicrous position. I don't know who killed Charlie Kirk. I don't know how they did it, and I don't know why they did it. But I know there are a lot more likely candidates for who than Tyler Robinson. I know there are a lot more likely causes for how than a 30-06. And I know there are a lot more likely candidates for why than Charlie said something about trans people. Like that, I know that story doesn't add up. The who, the how, and the why doesn't add up for Tyler. Not with everything else that was going on around. So I had to get all that off my chest. I didn't think she would. I'm seeing that Erika did not show up to her appearance tonight for the Make Heaven Crowded tour in Plano, Texas, but that is consistent with her wanting to spend time with her family. So maybe this is a sign that she really is pulling it back. I don't know where where's Plano? I think she was in Texas. Where's Plano, Texas? Right outside of Dallas. She might have been close. She might have been close, but she's not there. I don't know why. Maybe she wasn't close. I encourage her to spend time with family. I've been encouraging her to do that for months. I hope she takes her up. I hope she takes the opportunity to do that. I don't wish harm to Erika. I don't wish any true physical harm befall her or anyone else for that matter. But I do wish accountability on the people who conspired to remove Charlie Kirk. I do wish accountability for the people who removed Charlie Kirk. And I wish accountability for the people who covered up the conspiratorial plan and the removal. I do. I wish a lot of accountability. And if it turns out it's Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson, I hope they're held accountable. If they're the only two people that were involved, I hope they're both held accountable. If it turns out it was Tyler Robinson alone and he was using a 30-06 and some miracle happened and Charlie's bones became titanium and Superman-ish and stopped the 30-06, then I hope he's held accountable. But right now, I don't see that as a possibility, so I'm going to continue investigating. It's not about being right. It's about wanting to be right. And what I mean by that is it's not about desiring an outcome that fits my worldview. It's about desiring that my mindset would be conformed by the evidence to match reality. And right now, I can't see that as real. So, that was a heavy show. Anytime you have to dress up like a psychopath to do a show, it's a heavy show. And I feel a little bit like a psychopath in all black with a black hat. This is my bad cop hat, by the way, if you can't see what it says. Very subtle. Very subtle. It's a bad cop hat. All right, let me get through some of your, don't forget to like the program, subscribe, share with your friends and all that good stuff. Let me get through some of your comments, your questions, your concerns. EK forgave the killer, yet went live to scorn those who question her lies. Thank you for using your time to search for truth and teaching us so much. Well, thank you. That's exactly what I was just trying to say. All I want to do is find the truth. Not the first case I've done this with, I get dug in on the case, and I don't want to let it go. The synergy you and Candace have gives me old school Candace and Charlie vibes. I think they work much closer than we do. I like Candace a great deal. I'm starting to consider her a good friend. We've taken to talking quite a bit and about a variety of different topics. And I think the world of her and George and their kids. Every staff member I've met on her show, they're phenomenal. Mark, who used to work on the show, I like him a great deal. I just look, we don't work together like they did. They traveled the world together and they were together daily in the office and all that. We're both running our own separate companies here. But thank you for saying that. My sister Taylor watches you religiously and she shares a birthday today with Candace Owens. Can you please wish her a happy birthday? Keep fighting the good fight, Uncle Barron. You must have been watching Brandy. She calls me Uncle Barron. Happy birthday, Taylor. Happy birthday. And happy birthday, Candace. I did text her today to wish her a happy birthday. What a birthday. What a day to come back for your birthday for the president, like for the 10th time in a couple of weeks to have trashed you on Twitter. Have to come back to that. I feel smarter already. You should. You're tuned in. I mean, but look, if you're watching, you're smarter. She's got Erika Francevay eyes. This like a Betty Davis eyes? That's a great song, by the way. Who sings that? Kim? Who sang Betty Davis eyes? Kim something. Tuesday, Charlie Kirk Show. AK and BF rant about firing people for their opinions. Check it out. Please broadcast their hypocrisy. AK rant starts at minute 28. I promise it's well worth it. Can I be honest? I find their show insufferable. It's so hard to watch. I don't like their personalities, and so it's hard. I love Coach's personality. Coach is a very easy show for me to watch. I like Zach Costello's personality. Very easy show for me to watch. I find Blake and Andrew insufferable. This show's hard to watch. Like, I don't think I would want to hang out with either one of them. Brandon, I appreciate all you've done for the CK investigation. Excited to see what corruption you tackle in the years to come. To Christ be all the glory and praise for the leader you are. Stephanie, that's very kind of you to say all that. Erika seriously complained about whiteface while dressing up like Rhythm Nation. You can't make this crap up. Yeah. I think that album used to have a record for most number ones or something, didn't it? Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson records. What would I find? 6-time platinum concept album. I thought I had some record for like most number ones. Oh yeah, here we go. Level Never Do hit number one. Black Cat hit number one. Escapade hit number 1. Miss You Much hit number 1. Rhythm Nation hit number 2. Come Back to Me hit number 2. What an album. All Right hit number 4. That's incredible. She was talented. What happened to her? Where'd she go? Just got old, I guess. Baron, impressed with yesterday's show. You mentioned Jamestown and Chautauqua County, and even said Chautauqua County correctly. Love that you've been in my area, although the area is depressed now. Yeah, on the member show, we did talk about Chautauqua County. I've been there, and I went to the Chautauqua Institute. I drove through there. Went to the county courthouse in Mayfield. I think it's called Mayfield, Mayfield, one of those. Stayed in a little town called, oh gosh, can't remember the name of the town. Only had one restaurant in the town. It had a little lake there. Findlay Lake. I stayed at a hotel in Findlay Lake. There was one little restaurant in town. That was a cool little area. Yeah, had a good time there. Candace just loves her new friend Baron, especially these crash outs. Candace is going to have her own clips channel for Baron's crash outs. Also, I can't listen to Erika without hearing the constant up speech. It's driving me crazy. Love you. She's getting better at it. Credit where it's due. She's getting better. She's not good, but she's getting better. Like, she's gone from like out of a scale of 10, she was a 1. Now she's like a 3. So she's improving. Let's give her credit. Get her up to at least a 5. Thank you, Scooch. I'm dead. Do not mean to kill you. I knew it. Though you're less scary than her. I don't know about that. I'm going to be pretty scary. Just love your show in this community. Go Baron. Thank you, Momster. Yes, dressed like EK on my first live. Your very first live? Wow. Welcome in. Oh, I should have done the upspeak Boise Jet guy. That's a good call. I missed that. Thank you. Barika Coleman, you just scared the poopy out of me. Oh, Barika. Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to. Your outfit. Thank you for always bringing the laughs, but with serious high IQ vibes. Thank you. But Baron, it absolutely took me out seeing your tweet about EK looking like an Italian restaurant worker. Yeah, that happened. Thank you for keeping us all sane. Then they try to pull this bull butter. Yeah, I need to send a bull butter shirt to Andrew for all this bull butter. You're not squinting enough to be Erika. Do more. Oh, yeah, she doesn't look like this. She goes back and forth. Like, I just want to know, when you get to the end of the line, Erika, why do you do this? That's what I want to know. Because she kind of holds it together when she's talking. And then when she takes a break, she sort of does that thing. Like she starts manifesting. OMG, I am dying laughing. Erika, not so slim, but shady. That's not very nice. I noticed she hid her upper knuckles the whole time. Did you notice that? She was like this the whole time. She would not do this. She didn't want you to see the shape of those knuckles. She wanted you to. The whole time she was all twisted up. Can't get anything past me, old gal. Thank you. So savage. I cannot breathe. Will the real Miss Shady please go home? She did. She looked like Marshall Mathers. Forgot the uptalk. I know. Dang it. I gotta have to concentrate on this down the road. I gotta really tighten up. I got to really tighten up. It's not. I gotta get better. Bear, my drink came out of my nose in your intro. My husband can attest. It hurt. I hope it was water. I hope it wasn't like booze. What are your thoughts on the connection both Phil Lyman and Mitch Snow has to the steakhouse Tyler visited after the event? I kind of got into it with that girl on Twitter. I don't know what she's talking about. I saw no connection. All she did was mention a bunch of job titles and names. And I even challenged her. Then she followed up and she's like, well, on LinkedIn, there was this, that, and the other. And I said, okay, well, don't just say it. Prove it. And then she followed up with some tweet and didn't prove a thing. Like, if she's not a chaos agent, I mean, maybe she's a good actor, but I mean, like a good actor, meaning she's in this for the right reasons and she's trying to get the right answers. But I mean, you gotta, like, you can't just name 5 people who have been to a steakhouse. I mean, I could probably make a real grand conspiracy of everybody who's been to Bob's Steakhouse in Nashville. Everybody's been there. Doesn't mean they're murderers. I mean, they're in on something. I mean, it's part of some cabal. It means they have to go to the same steakhouse occasionally. The outfit, sending love from Oklahoma. Hope you've been getting the Venmos. Oh, man, I haven't checked Venmo in like 2 weeks. Let me go check that tonight. I apologize. I always forget about Venmo. I need to check it. And I probably owe my lawn guy a little money. he's probably like, yes, check your Venmo, please. We love you and the family. God bless and stay with us. Why would I not stay with you? Why would I not stay with you? Do you have plans for me? Is there something I should know about? Mr. Coleman, if you're nasty. You guys are funny. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Except that was a different album. That was from the Control. That was from the song Control, which was on the album before Rhythm Nation 1814. Don't challenge me on my Janet Jackson 80s albums. I know them. Are you wearing your all-black server shoes too? Dressed perfectly for them. Now, would you believe it? I'm not wearing shoes. I do have on black socks, though, and black sweatpants. So, I look, there's a stigma with wearing black pants, black shirt, and a black hat. Like, not a lot of people who are not committing crimes wear this getup. I'm sorry. You'll notice the guy who got on the Losi Center roof was wearing black pants, black shirt, black hat. It's stereotypical for a reason, because it's people wear this when they commit crimes. Today was a crime. It's the crackhead coked out eyes. Maybe you've seen it at the Circle K when you're getting gas. There are no cracked out cokeheads where I am. I don't think. Not at the gas station I go to. Veronica, show us your rings too. Don't wear rings. Not the jewelry type. Return of Candace. On fire? Oh, Erika, pitiful. Duly noted. I was going to come at you with something deep, but then your entry today. Best I've laughed in a long time. Thank you. You and CO are class acts. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you don't believe me, I'm dressed head to toe like Marshall Mathers. Did I say that? I ate something I shouldn't have today, and it settled in my lungs, so I apologize. I'm going to be coughing a lot. I know what I'm allowed to eat and what I'm not allowed to eat, and I ate something today I shouldn't have. But it looks so delicious. I just went after it. LOLLLL. Also, Andrew, please teach Erika how to pronounce expectant. Expectant. Last time someone dressed in black and stared me down like Erika in her video was at the Olive Garden when I told the waitress to keep going when grating cheese. I used to pull that game with them. They'd turn that thing over. You would order the soup and salad, or the soup and the salad and breadsticks, and they'd come by and like just say when. And I would have like a chicken contest. Go on. What are you slowing down? Come on, speed up. Let me have it. I've already paid $6 for the all-you-can-eat salad. I might as well get a little protein in there. Come on. You might as well get out a drill, honey, because we're going to be here a minute at that pace. You better hook the mechanical drill up to that. Zzz. I want it to sound like a dentist office. First super chat. I'm freaking dying with you attempting to do the evil eyes. Yeah, some of us don't have evil eyes, and it's hard to make them. I can't manifest that way. There's no demon in here, guys. There's no demon deep in this soul. I love you so much. Thank you for keeping it real. Oh, we keep it real. We're here and hi to the Mod Squad. Thank you. Connie, thank you. You go B. You go Annie. Thank you. You made my whole night. I called the Black on Black with Bad Cop hat as soon as I saw you posted the show. I love this show. You make me smile. Thank you so much. Hey, I was late posting the show, but it wasn't my fault. I intended to post it earlier and I just didn't hit the go button. You believe that? I thought I did. I came in to sit down to like prep and I looked up and I was like, why is there no countdown on? Wait a minute, where's the show? And I was like, did they delete it before I even went? Like, let me at least go and then you can delete it. Sometimes they do that. But no, I looked up and I was like, oh, I must not have hit save. There I was. I just knew you were going to bless us with the black fit. Yours is high IQ, of course. Oh, very high. You notice I went with even the black Adidas logo. I didn't want to ruin it with a white logo. Hi, Blake and Andrew. We know you watch the chats and get ideas from us. Andrew's crash out attempted to copy Barron's the day before. Oh, I didn't even see that he tried to copy me. You got a long way to go, Andrew. You need to practice in the bedroom mirror. That was weak. If you're trying to do a me crash out, you got a long way to go, partner. But look, send me some demos. I'll help you. $5 million a year, I'll help you too. Not just Erika. We'll get TPUSA back on track. We'll get the Charlie Kirk show back on track. But I'm going to need 5 millos and a 5-year minimum contract. It's not going to be cheap. And I get to do the podcast. Are you meaning the TR outfit to wear for her interview? I don't know what that means. Ian sent you to us, and you sent us to Dre. Her research sometimes strengthens my convictions or challenges my opinions. If you are the king, she can be our spicy princess. I'm sure she would appreciate being called a spicy princess. Just don't call it to her face. Let her know that that's her nickname behind the scenes. I don't think any woman wants to hear that face to face. Binged her shows last night. Your IQ and heart is a blessing to us and others. I did a little binge the last couple of days as well on Dre's stuff. Sam Parker actually sent her my way. Sent me her way, actually. And so I watched 4 or 5 of her shows back to back to back. They're great. They're great. She's fantastic. And she presents well. She doesn't just do the good research. She's a good presenter. Waiting for our country's 250th anniversary to go after the First Amendment is total bull doo-doo. Yeah. Cracking me up right off the bat. LOL. Little Bo Peep one day. Fidel Castro, Angry Bird. Get up the next. Be like Jackie O. Boy, that would be great advice for her. EK. Composed in grief. No chastising the public. No public wailing. Got my popcorn ready for night. About that last comment, I had this conversation today. This investigation would have never gotten off the ground if she'd have gone away. If she would have never become CEO, if she would have become CEO, but she's like, look, I'm a hands-off CEO. I'm behind the scenes. I'm just directing the business matters. I'm not going to go in front and give speeches. That's not my thing. You know, I'm not in this for the fame. I got to spend time with my kids, but I am going to be in charge. I'm going to continue Charlie's legacy. We're going to put the right people around. I'm telling you, this investigation would have never gotten legs. We'd all be sitting around going, yeah, 30-6s, they do weird things. No, I mean, yeah, it's a little weird, but it's not that weird, right? But as soon as she started talking, we're like, did you guys do this? Did you guys do this? Did you plan this? Yeah. Serious question. Erika, did you get that outfit at Alo? Do they sell that at Alo? I don't know. I raided every closet in the house for a black button down. I couldn't find one, so I went with the black hoodie. I can't go to Alo. I can't afford Alo. Wasn't there 4 or 5 quick shots fired at White House Correspondents' Dinner, but shooter had a shotgun in the head, which doesn't fire that fast. It's not as fast as the video shows. Oh, I don't know about all that. I know he wasn't. I don't believe his indictment said he was charged with firing anything. It means he may not have. Baron, thanks so much for making my day brighter. The intro song, costume, already smiling huge. So glad to be part of the community. We got a great community. It's a great community to be a part of. Baron, update, had my surgery yesterday. Thank you, Kyla. Charlie did not come to me while I was under. Sad face. Well, you tried. I'm glad you came through it well, though. Thank you. If you ever want another career change, you'd make a great college professor. So knowledgeable and engaging. Thank you. I'll consider it. Hey, babe, keep me in prayer, please. Today, it's been 6 years since my son Brandon passed away. It's been hard. I know Christ is king, and he has me. Brandon forever 25. Raging Stormcloud, I know you've been talking about that, and I'm so sorry. I bet the anniversaries are a little harder. And I'm sorry for that. Anniversaries, birthdays, holidays, I'm sure they're harder. I'm sorry you're going through that. I was vacuuming when you came on. Wasn't looking at the phone. I was wondering what in the world was going on when I looked at the screen, saw you in all black, and died laughing. Yeah, well, it's been known to happen. Where are we at? Something's going crazy on Twitter. I keep getting dinged. I think you got Biden and Trump mixed. Okay. Thank you, Jaruska. Hi, Baron and crew. I've had a tough week. My 3-year-old son had his first grand mal seizure. It really shook me. I love your show. It always gives me something to look forward to. Christ is king indeed. Marcianne, I'm sorry to hear that. I bet that was terrifying. I was told when we had little kids that kids were pretty resilient from seizures, so I'm hoping that that's true. I don't know why I would have been told that if it wasn't true, but I'm sorry to hear that. You definitely pull off black outfit better. Christ is king of kings indeed. Emperor's new clothes equals Joby. Yeah, he had a little trouble. 3 days till the wedding. Melanistic Fox Mama. That means it's Thursday, Friday. It's Saturday. Saturday. Be praying for you. Best of luck to you. I don't know. I'm not answering DMSO questions. I don't remember. It's 25 years ago. I want to try the Q-tip method, but don't know if it's a one-time thing or every day for a week or whatever. I honestly don't remember. I wish I did. Do your research. Look, I'm sure there's good Google information. I just don't remember. UT had a fast-tracked approval for 40,000-acre data center led by Kevin O'Leary. Project started February 26. Approval set to finish by EOM. What's UT? University of Texas? University of Tennessee? Utah? UT? I don't know what UT is. Scary. 40,000 acres. That's a lot. Fake, gay, and I'm not allowed to say that word anymore. I caught hell for saying that. From a fellow widow, Erika, stop. I'm telling you, Momster, widows are the hardest people on her. Baron, stop making me laugh. It hurts. My first full but Bad Cop Baron show. Absolutely the best part of my day. And the most painful, too. Go Max, Christ is king indeed. I don't want to hurt you. Moon Goddess. Oh, yeah, you just got out of surgery, though. I'm sorry to have done that. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have done it. Nah, that's not true. Please send TAP. Am in hospital with sepsis. Sepsis? Get that taken care of. Sepsis? Golly. Baal, Moloch, and Lucifer equals Satan equals unholy trinity. Oh. Okay. A solo mio. Oh, solo mio. Karen, I apologize. I apologize. Thank you. That's very generous. Thank you. About time. I have been waiting patiently for the hat to come back. Wrong hat, but it's okay, Kristen. Which hat do you want? I don't have any other hats. Well, I do have a couple. Not the ones that I've worn on air. I don't know what hat you're looking for, Kristen. I'm trying my best over here. Critter KC. For Super Chat, got here as soon as I finished Candace and absolutely lost it. I'm pretty sure I snorted at your outfit and demeanor. Thank you so much for your humor and knowledge. I'm so glad I found your channel. I'm so glad I found your comment, Marie. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. Hi, Baron. Happy Wednesday. Cool Bad Cop show. Brian and I are glad you and CO are here. UBI. Ubi. You're the best. Be happy. I love you. I love you more, Rose Walker. Christ is king indeed. EK really lost herself. Her palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on her sweater already. Lori Frost made spaghetti. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Dark. It's dark, but funny. Yes, Rhythm Nation all the way. Thank you for the laughs. I needed that today. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. And thank you, Kathleen. Baron, did you hear about or view the posted pic of Erika on her phone, smiling, crouched under a table at shooting? No, I haven't seen that. Person who took and posted the pic was ordered by White House to take it down. So it was fake EK? No, I hadn't seen that. This opening could have easily been about MAGA and Trump, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so. Signed, another recently eye-opened, never to be gaslit again American. The world is not my home, and thanks for all you do. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. Somehow you are more believable as Bad Cop playing Erika Kirk than Erika Kirk playing whoever she's pretending to be. She's so cringe. I agree, Miss Lacey. I agree. When I side-eyed that all-black cop ninja outfit, everything stopped. This is going to be good. Well, I hope I lived up to your expectations. Favorite time of the day, mine too. Oh, got a new member, Jewel. Thank you. Baron, did you see EK took fashion advice from our humble host? You're now a fashion mogul. Maybe we'll be seeing her in some Van Gums at the next big event. I wore my dress Vans to the confirmation last night. I did. I saw people looking at them too. I walked through the communion line, and as I was walking back, I saw people going, "You wearing dress Vans?" Yeah, he was. He's wearing dress Vans. It's amazing. Great opening. Also, Erika posted on her Instagram story this morning, going live to thinking it was pre-recorded. She could have lied about that, though. Would not be out of character, right? It was not live. There's no way that was. I don't think it was live. I don't think she was in town. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, you're not for real. I wonder if EK is going to go on a world grift tour. I hope not. She's supposed to be staying home with her family. Thank you for what you do. I hit the like button. I'm helping. Christ is king indeed. Where did you get the bad cop hat? I absolutely would love to purchase one. Please tell me, pretty please. I got it at my P.O. box. Daisy got it for me. I have no idea where she got it. You can ask her. I really don't know. I don't know where she got it. Where are we on likes? We're okay on likes. We've been better before. You guys are sort of okay on the likes right now. Go ahead, hit the button. Erika's eyes got a fart. I don't think so. I don't even know what got a fart face is. Look down and squint. Oh. Yeah, I guess. She could just hit the cough button. Oops, that was loud. Eyes opened wide in surprise. Quickly look angry and ready to pass blame. Can't pass blame when you're the only one on the set. Good open. Now do Trump without cognitive dissonance. I've been very critical of Trump. OMG, save this opening statement for a replay in 1,024 days. I think it will be needed. Besides offing him, could Jill have been a worse wife? I can't imagine doing that to my husband. It's really quite sad. Everyone around him was bad, and everyone around Erika is bad. You're really so enjoyable to watch and learn from. Thank you so much for all you do. You're welcome. Thank you. 100% regarding leadership. If you truly want to be a great leader, check your ego at the door. You cannot be surrounded by yes men. Failure, as you might imagine, it happens in business and even in law firms. Retirement from partner and COO. Christ is king. Yeah, if you ever work for a CEO that doesn't like to hear dissenting opinions, I have. Stuff on the organization. Tough for the organization to succeed. Couldn't wait to hear CO and you tear up today's EK video. Bad cop was needed. I didn't have to play the video. So tired of her being shoved down our throats. They're trying to improve her image for a reason. I will not support a Vance Kirk ticket. Love watching your show. Go Max. There is a 0% chance I would vote for a Vance Kirk ticket. I don't even know that I'd vote for Vance. I guess it depends on who else is running. And it depends on what he does the next 3 years. But right now, I don't think I would vote for him. I would certainly not vote for her. It's my and Candace, a.k.a. Miss Worldwide's birthday. I would say she's Mrs. Worldwide. She's famous. I think this means I'm a part of the friend group. Of course, Sadie. Welcome in. We'll be getting brunch in the morning. I hope you join us. I'm a stay-at-home mom doing first year of homeschool. My quiet time consists of RBP and CO after the kids are in bed. Well, you got to have some me time. You got to have some time to yourself. Care package on its way due Friday week. Oh, man, you must be from the South. Friday week? That's not something they say anywhere else. I guarantee you're from the deep South, like South Carolina to Mississippi, maybe Louisiana. But I don't think they say that anywhere else. Friday week. If a lot of you guys are like, what the hell's Friday week mean? It means next Friday. Like Friday week is not 2 days, it's 9 days from now. I know, right? That's weird. I don't know why we say that. It's like people say quarter of. Like, what time is this? Quarter of. Like, parts of the world know what that means, and there are parts that are like, quarter of what? What does quarter of mean? That quarter after, quarter before? You must try a Tim Tam Slam with your. Oh, you're from Australia. Maybe you guys are in the deep, deep South, like Southern Hemisphere. You must try a Tim Tam Slam with your Tim Tam's King bee. Your show is my favorite way to start my day. Cheers. What? A Tim Tam Slam? That sounds dangerous. Tim Tam Slam. An Australian ritual where a Tim Tam biscuit is used as a straw to drink a hot beverage, melting the chocolate cream filling. You bite off diagonally opposite corners, suck up coffee or tea, and eat the gooey cookie before it collapses. Ugh. I don't know why that sounds great. It looks gross. They got a picture of a guy doing it. It looks like I'm going to get investigated by the feds for having that on my computer. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thanks. Ika has never made great wardrobe choices. This was her Widow on the Go costume. It's a low IQ outfit. Christ is king indeed. You don't have the Ika crazy eyes. More goofy. I try. Hold on. Let me give him my best serious face. I'm trying over here, guys. Erika's against free speech. Does she know Hillary? Andrew Gold had Ashley Rendsburg on his show, and Clinton's mentioned. Charlie's wiki page changed. Is it changed? Erika channeled her inner Amber Heard at the Correspondents' Dinner. Such a fraud. Her act only works on an audience, and her audience is dwindling. I just want to know who took the video. Biden so mentally incapacitated he didn't write the letter resigning from re-election on 7/21/24. No presidential letterhead, auto pen signature. I hadn't looked into that. Someone in Candace's chat was right. She lost a little brother, but gained a big brother in you. Oh, man. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Special Ops Barbie, Huachuca edition. Rings and Mauser sold separately. I don't think she has a Mauser. And I can't afford her rings. They're going to style her every way possible until we accept her. But honestly, she's getting harder to watch each time. Yeah, she's run her course for me. I didn't even want to watch it again tonight. That's why I didn't play it. I didn't want to watch it. No, my first name ain't Baby. It's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty. Or Baron if you're bad. I'm going to listen to Janet Jackson tonight. I'll be honest with you. I like Janet Jackson. I don't know what that means about me. Make your own judgments. I was a kid when that album came out. My mom listened to it. I listened to it in her car. Control. Oh, I remember the songs. Haven't heard them in decades, literally decades. I don't get how EK and TPUSA can't see the only two things they need to do is just stop lying and stop gaslighting us. Why is that so hard to understand? Some people operate, this is a good question. Some people operate on the opinion that they never admit wrong. And I think that's ludicrous. I admit I'm wrong all the time. If I ever get a fact wrong, I like to correct it before you guys figure it out. It builds credibility. Like when we got the wrong time on the press conference and Daisy sent me a text. She's like, hey, I think the press conference started at 7:51, not 8. Well, good. Let's make a correction tonight. Put it at the top of the list. The very first thing we did, I opened the show and corrected the time. I don't want to get things wrong. Your outfit and impersonation had me crying from laughing so hard. Unexpected and amazing. Thanks for the humor, common sense, great research. Daisy 2. And time you put in, Mrs. Coleman. Yeah, Mrs. Coleman is stellar. Am I the only Dexter fan? I immediately thought of season 3 villain Miguel. I tell him to dress incognito, and he shows up like a Unabomber. I've never seen Dexter. I heard it's good. As a Democrat, I was even harder on Biden than you were. I hated the open border and his support of our greatest ally. I thought he should have resigned in year 2. He wasn't up for the job even then. Yeah, but was Kamala? I mean, you got to kind of weigh that. Amen, Baron. EK and TPUSA have done nothing but disrespect Charlie. It's disgraceful. Thank you and CO for going Max. Sending love from the Hoosier State. I love the Hoosier State. And the Hoosiers. I heard there was a tragedy there. After the Little Five, there was a shooting. I don't know if you saw that on the news. Erika dressed like the alleged Losi Center shooter. Yeah, she did, didn't she? It was creepy. Good call, Sandy. Seriously, though, Baron, your shows have made me laugh through the pain of a kidney stone all week. Thank you. Thank you. Glad I could be of help. However, my husband asked why I sent 5 supers tonight. I'm blaming it on the Percocet. I'll tell him it's fine. I'll say, don't worry about it. Linda's got it under control. Old man. Edge. I don't feel anything but disgust for her. She's a well-educated grown woman, and she agreed to that circus. She is accountable. I agree she's accountable, but I think people around her should be too. Not only lack of respect, this slop is an insult to our intelligence. Opening statement was spot on. I want to send you a bird box if you haven't already bought one. P.O. box. I have not bought one. There's your P.O. box. You got 10 seconds to give it a gander. I have not bought one. I did, though, last night. Put my phone on do not disturb mode, and I pulled up an 8-hour forest on YouTube. I didn't listen to 8 hours. I listened to 30 minutes or an hour. But, man, it just put me right to sleep. Like, all of a sudden, I wasn't even remotely tired. All of a sudden, my stress levels plummeted. There's something about the bird sounds. Except there was one bird that was a little too close to the microphone. Most of them were kind of faint and far off, and there was one bird that was right close to the microphone, so they'd be like, tweet, 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 and it was all soft, and all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, whoa. It kept happening. They're like, get that bird away. Shoo, shoo. Get out there with the rest of them. I wish all the birds had just been faint, and that one bird, but if I turned that bird down, then I couldn't even hear all the rest. Sucks being deaf. The opening. Aha. I randomly envisioned EK giving herself a pep talk before her private meeting with Candace. What did she tell herself to make her feel like she could pull one over on the goat? I don't know. Today, my high school sweetheart and I celebrate 20 years of holy matrimony. Our school's mascot was the Baron. Really? I want to buy some gear. What high school? Could the Baron wish my husband Matt a happy 20th? Thanks, Christ is King. Christ is King indeed. High school mascot, the Baron. Oh, several schools. Interesting. The Fighting Baron? The Battling Barons? Just the Barons? Barry the Baron? Oh, this is great. I'm going to buy some gear. Yeah, show up wearing some Baron gear. Lecturing us isn't it. Turning Point USA is becoming a joke and nothing but rage bait. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Annie, are you okay? You tell us. Are you okay, Annie? I don't feel the least bit bad for EK. She was the ultimate Judas to CK. Her husband, I feel horribly bad for his parents. They're still mourning. We don't know that. We can't say that, but that's certainly an opinion. We stayed straight from the number one thing that can silence everyone. Show the rooftop video starting 10 seconds prior to the published video. I believe the limping long gun in pants vid is after the roof jump. I don't believe that. My wife is an ortho knee hip surgeon. We have 40 plus years Army service. Only if he came back to campus, because that video is him walking into campus, and the shadow is very consistent with about 1150. So it would be difficult to recreate that after the shooting because the shadow would move and he'd have to get off campus and then limp back in afterwards. So I just don't agree with that. But thank you. Thank you. We're saying the same thing with Trump as Biden. This is the problem when you hire 80-year-olds, guys. Stop it. Group Dynamics 101. Avoid group think by assigning a devil's advocate. Yes, that's great. That's a great idea. I used to be on the executive team at the last company I worked at before I started doing this full time. And I was accused sometimes of being negative, but I was the devil's advocate. I wasn't assigned the role. It's just natural, right? It's just my personality. And so they would, Baron, you're being a little negative. And I said, well, every battery needs a negative post or it won't work. It can't have an all positive battery. It has no charge. Gary's more emotional than I am when I'm on my period. Gary, like men grow a pair. Gary, like women, read more, speak less. Can you sell merch? Quit zionizing me, Baron? There's some use of. I don't know what all that means. No, I know what grow a pair means. Then I agree. You probably should. Thank you. Let's remember that prompted Erika to come out and start her never-ending public appearances. December 2nd, Candace on X told people to stop donating to this godforsaken organization. Candace's cease and desist letter dated December 2nd. Yeah. You're probably right about that. Will they ever stop digging the hole? No, I don't think so. How much longer do you think? What do you think it will take for them to finally accept how bad they are at this? My eyes hurt. It's going to take a donor pulling half their money. Like the donor pulling all their money, but a collective bit of donors pulling like $50 or $100 million. But bear on, I'm one of 7 kids. My father was a minister and beloved Christian talk radio broadcaster. So you feel familiar. To clean tea stain in mugs, use Kitchen Safe all-purpose spray bleach cleaner. Have I ever shown you what my mug looks like? This is the mug I drink tea out of. Look at that thing. It's clean too. Like it's out of the washer. The tea is just so hard on those things. Imagine what it's doing to your insides. Yeah. EK was literally unbearable. Literal word salad. I agree. That the problem, I mean, the demeanor sucked. It was a problem. But the biggest problem was, what was she saying? Like, what was the purpose of that? What were you trying to accomplish with that? Vomited up Fed slop would literally make more sense than she did. I don't know who developed the blueprint for this speech. I could go on and on literally. Well, I've got you, Courtney. We've talked about that FBI thing, haven't we? Scary thought. They off Trump, Vance automatic president, EK automatically VP. Well, no, that's not how it works. EK would not automatically be the VP. Vance would have to appoint someone. That person would have to be confirmed by the Senate and then confirmed by the House. That's the way it works. Takes a while to get through that process. After White House Correspondents' Dinner saying, I want to go home, and announcing enough is enough. And she would appear on the Charlie Kirk show, perfect chance for an out, to have said she was resigning because family is more important than anything. Maybe they were waiting to see how today was accepted. EK U of GL, gaslighting graduate, summa cum laude. Yeah, she flying colors, straight A's. Blake Neff knows that if TPUSA goes down, his future employment opportunities will include saying, would you like fries with that? Christ is king, indeed. Yeah, I don't know what else he would do. He probably has more to lose than anybody. Catching up, joining late, had to finish. Candace was so excited when I tuned in and saw the bad cop hat. Let's go, Max. Christ is king, indeed. Joined late today. Before I heard your voice, I noticed the perfect outfit choice. Bravo. I'm doing my best over here, ladies and gentlemen. Without upsetting my grumblers, let me go over and catch a couple from them. While I was catching up on Candace, I missed a call from Army Fort Huachuca. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. I don't know what they want, but it's not good. The ballroom is sus, y'all. Do you think the invitations will say, please join the president for dinner, drinks, and sacrifices? Just call it as it is, Donnie. Solomon's Shanty or Libation Nation. I'm not even worried about the ballroom. I'm worried about what's under the ballroom. Y'all go check out Dre. She knows what she's talking about. I'm going to bring that to the main show. I talked about it on the member show yesterday. Hard to switch from YouTube to Rumble because YouTube is suppressing the live. Oh, had to switch. I could click on any other video and they played fine. Click back to the live. It buffers every 2 seconds. I did not know that. Did not know that. Everybody else seems to be watching fine. Aqua Girl 7 said deep dives needed. How the security team was hired and why them. Franz Fay and ties to Bibi and Yair, his son. When did this begin and via what military? Good questions all. Good questions all. If there's any engraving on the bullets, can they not just do a handwriting comparison and call it a day? If TR wrote on them once, he could do it again, unless he didn't do it. Well, I mean, he could fake it too, make it not good. Man, what happens when I eat dairy, guys? I got a little out of control today. Our wise counselor, fabulous intro, hardest I've laughed in a long time, assuming the case falls apart and TR is not guilty. What do you think would happen next, or should? Your show rocks. Christ is king indeed. We're a long way from that. We're a long way from that. I mean, we're probably 2 years away from a guilty or not guilty. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true. People surrounding EK wouldn't let her know if she had spinach in her teeth at lunch. Not even her friends. Can't imagine how empty she is inside. Guys, if I ever have spinach in my teeth and you don't tell me, we're fighting. Like, we're going to the ground. I just putting that out there. If you know me, tell me. Do you think White House Correspondents' Dinner was in part to influence the Comey indictment by emphasizing the violent rhetoric from radicals and Dems? And timing is suspect to me. If there's an ulterior motive, it's about the ballroom. It's about what's under the ballroom. More than Comey. I can't even imagine that's anything. First year as a widow. No big decisions should be made because you're vulnerable. People will take advantage of you. Depends on people surround yourself with. Talking from experience. Oh, Juice WRLD. I'm sorry to hear you went through that. Probably good advice. Erika, why tell Megyn K? The Shabbat Shalom book was finished in June or July when Charlie Kirk told Meg on her show in August, I'm writing a book about the Shabbat. I'm not going to make a big deal out of that. I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to make a big deal out of that because I think it's possible that when you say you're writing a book, maybe it's in the final edits. Maybe when she says it was written, she wasn't considering the final edits. Maybe, I can't read too much into transitive properties. Trump worse than Biden, jobs, NATO, no cruelty. I will say this. What's happening to gas prices is oppressive. Like that is going to be bad if that continues. And apparently they're going up like 75 cents in the next couple of days. So fill up. UK thinks if she shoots laser demon eyes at you, she'll scare you into stop asking questions. We're not afraid of finger brows and not afraid of you. No, you can't laser eye me. That doesn't work. You mentioned visiting UVU recently. My beautiful city of New Braunfels has made national news from CK. I have an Airbnb for you, free for your clan anytime. Fellow devout Catholic, my Airbnb is literally 1 minute from the $10 million donor too. You'll love our city. Christ is king. Indeed. I heard New Braunfels is wonderful. Wonderful area. If I ever head that way, I'll let you know. I don't know that I want to hang out with the $10 million donor, though. People with that kind of resources make you disappear. I don't want to accidentally bump into her. Dan Dangler? I just got here. What the heck is wrong with Baron's eyeballs? He's scaring me. Nothing. They're fine. I love the fit today. Been watching for months, but I'm beyond happy and proud to be a member. This is the place to be. Thank you for all you do. Christ is king indeed. Yeah, on the member show yesterday, we went pretty deep into the ballroom and the below ground on the ballroom. It was a good discussion. If you're a member, you should go watch it. Erika makes those claims about her education because her mom did, and her mom got away with it. Yeah, well, she's not. 7:51 Eastern. Giving you an idea of the time between a super chat gets sent and you read it. You said you didn't even have a cum laude. Yeah, that's true. I think that's accurate. Okay, so if it was 7:51 and it's now 9:51, it's about an hour, 9:10. It's about an hour and 20. Trying to hustle, guys. Hoodie color. Baron wore it better. Dark, bad cop, dark ops edition. Oh, this is my dark ops outfit. But Baron, guess who's in the top 50? You are my dude. Shout out to the Janet Jackson battle uniform. Yeah, am I still in the top 50? I figured taking the weekend off, I might not be. I might have. I'm at a total disadvantage. I read more about how they do these podcast charts. It's based on weekly listens. And so I only do 4 shows a week. A lot of these shows do 5 or even 6. And so, I'm 47th. Take that, Bill Maher. Oh, I'm 3 behind Glenn Beck, though. We got to have to tighten up. And 1 behind Louder with Crowder. Oh, gosh. We got to tighten up, guys. We got to get this back into the... good for me. I kid. Blocked my super chat, so I had to type Claude like that. Okay. Imagine being EK's kid trying not to eat your broccoli and those eyes glaring at you until you finish every bite. Will she make those eyes at the jury? Oh, if she makes those eyes at the jury, they're going to demand that she be charged. Honestly, she'd probably be better off not showing. I hate to say that. I can't imagine. I think the jury would look out and be like, look at the wrong person sitting up here. Who is that manifesting in the third row? Love what you've done for me lately. When can we release the Mitch Snow photos? What have you done for me lately? Do, 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 do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, man, I'm listening to Janet Jackson tonight, guys. Sorry. You're bringing back my childhood. I haven't heard that song in years. How embarrassing to be sitting on the Charlie Kirk show every day with no Charlie Kirk. They need to change the name of the show to We Are the Grifters. I agree. Just want to celebrate my new friends. As of today, I'm a first-time homeowner. I busted out laughing before you finished your first sentence today. You are hilarious. Your second biggest Alaska fan, Christ is King. You bought a house in Alaska? Amazing. Amazing. I listened to that podcast series about Hale Boggs and the missing plane there in Alaska. Begich and Boggs. And I had no idea that so much of Alaska you had to reach by plane. That was like totally news to me. It's crazy. Like you got to go to visit your buddy, but you got to jump on a plane. What a weird state. But I love it. I love it. You guys are great up there. Best start to your show today. Baron nailed it. Love the special ops attire. Must include in your store. I'd be first to purchase. Love it. Christ is King indeed. What's your thing say? Fit Body Boot Camp? That sounds fun. Sounds like a fun gig. You're a national treasure, Baron. Would you ever consider writing a book? No. I don't know. Everybody wants to write a book, right? I do like writing a lot. That's why I do the openings. It gives me a chance to write. I used to write fiction a lot, but I haven't done it in a while. I used to sit down and just write. You know, I wouldn't leave my desk until I wrote 10 or 12 pages. But I don't do that much anymore. I should get back to that. That was fun. Every time EK opens her mouth, lies fall out. Even if her face can't keep up, it's hard to take her seriously. Compared to Candace, she looks despicable. Joe Biden. All right. I don't know what that means, but all right. I hope Adfleet does a Janet Jackson or Eminem vid on EK. That'd be fun to watch. But Baron, being in the high IQ and high fashion outfit we are, Mrs. Bear Kicker and I believe no Loudies teas may be in order. Christ is King. Oh, yeah. Did not graduate cum laude. Yeah. No cum laude. People might get the wrong idea. Yes, who was waiting in the hallway? Perfectly timed to take a video of EK unexpectedly leaving the White House Correspondents' Dinner, doing a cry-by. Yeah. I don't think it was that woman. I don't think it was the woman from CNN who posted it. Could be wrong. Bro, when Barron starts asking questions slow and quiet, it comes off like he already knows the answers. These people are so cooked. About the coffin video. When I lost my child, I shared nothing with anyone. I barely would tell anyone about the funeral. It was private. That coffin side footage made me sick. It was my what the hell moment. Christ is King indeed. I've talked to several people who were much earlier on the Erika's a suspect train than I was. And almost universally, they said it was the coffin video that got them. That no sane, normal person would have ever posted. Baron's on fire and love it. Member of the grand jury. Thank you, Cameron. Wow, KJ's back. Third $100 super chat tonight. Thank you. Spent much more prior. You're the future brother. The Catholic Tucker Carlson. I'm standing in line with you. I'm not moving for anyone outside of outspoken Christian, preferably Catholic. My bias, Christ is King indeed. Yeah, I left a lot of races blank this year. A lot of races blank this year when I voted. That in the past I would have voted for. But I'm not doing it. You're not winning my vote with this nonsense. Here's the major difference. Biden was an old man surrounded by people that were hungry for power. EK is hungry for power. Oh, I think Biden was hungry for power. And I think EK is also surrounded by people hungry for power. I think there's a lot of parallels. EK's worst nightmare? at the trial. Okay, there's been a change of plans. Baron Coleman will be cross-examining you. They can't do that. It doesn't work that way. Christ is king. No, that doesn't work that way. Christ is king indeed, but no. That's not the way trials work. You can't come in at that late moment and start talking to witnesses. Plus, there's a lot to that. What if the same person who recorded the disgusting casket video also recorded her walking out of the dinner? I can't remember the woman's name. She's always with Erika, it seems. Talking about Stacy Sheridan. Hope I didn't miss it, but please do the eyes. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't do those eyes. I've tried. I can't. Oh, but I can kind of get it. And then we read the Bible. That's kind of the good one. They got to stop. I kind of can do it. I think you have to have a demon in there to do it. Like, I don't have one. I think you have to have an actual, like, possessed soul. Justice for Charlie, he's so loved. Thank you, Candace and Baron. EK's picture is next to the definition of Darvo. Deny attack, reverse victim, and offender. Thank you, one. Frank, outside feedback here. A Nobel economist's easy legal tip lets Catholic podcasters beat Zionist money. You fritter your law school by just wrestling in TPUSA's mud. To win, America's people and Pope need your legal focus. I appreciate that, I guess. Baron, you made me choke on my cookie with that opening. OMG, so funny. Nobody does EK better than Baron. Christ is king. I'm just being me, baby. Not only do her babies need her, but isn't her mom sick? It's a good call. I'm trying to understand some of her, but I can't. That's a good call. Her mom is supposedly sick, isn't she? A Boise Jet guy. Andrew left his conscience in the utility closet with Don Lemon while locked down Saturday night. Did you hear his video from the dinner? Yeah, I did. It was weird. Andrew gives me weird vibes. Thank you, Eileen. EK's nemesis are widows and people who have lost great men. They tried. It didn't work. It can't. I agree with you. They're the hardest people on her. I say it all the time. Didn't watch the Not Charlie K show today, but love your high IQ outfit. Waiting for you to bust out singing Rhythm Nation. I could do the dance and everything. Y'all watch out. Mikey, stop trying on crop tops and go see Baron. No. Thank you, Lisa. Love you, Baron. Christ is king. Love you too, Eileen. Christ is king indeed. Me yelling in the background the whole time. Get him, Baron. Love your logical thinking, eloquent speaking, kind heart, touch of anger. It's righteous anger. Lovable personality, etc. Can't say it enough. You're my favorite. Christ is king. Well, you're my favorite, Andrea. You're my favorite. Christ is king indeed. Baron, my husband, I love your show. Can you please wish my amazing husband of nearly 30 years a happy birthday? Destiny's husband? Happy birthday. I had no idea you shared a birthday with the principal. We are a part of Baron's Nation. I'm going to sing that the rest of the week. Oh, rock candy brandy. That's polite. Thank you. EK was supposed to be in Plano, Texas today for Make Heaven Crowded Tour. I just checked the live stream to see if she showed up. They were sharing a video of her in the same spot as her video from today, but with a different hat. Okay. That means it was pre-recorded several days ago as well. Does she have a different shirt on? Or she did like put on a stinky shirt? Literal definition of making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know what that means. The more I think about everything that's been laid out and investigated over the past several months, if Charlie was alive, it would answer all the questions and explain all behaviors from everyone who may be in the know. Just saying. I disagree. I think it would be total disaster. Dying over our humble host's outfit. Baron, we can't thank you enough for sharing your knowledge and giving us space to be together so we don't go crazy from all the gaslighting. One of my 4-legged kids is a daisy. That could be anything. It could be a lizard. That could be a cat. It could be a dog. Israeli Hannity went from relative obscurity to nationally syndicated show on more than 500 stations nationwide. that debuted on 9/10/2001. Is that true? Sean Hannity debut 9/10/2001. Wow. That is true. Premiered in national syndication September 10, 2001, just one day before the 9/11 terror attacks. Launching on over 500 stations nationwide via ABC radio networks. Wow. He was on Huntsville radio at one point in the late 90s, I think, or mid 90s, maybe. That's crazy. And obviously, I'm seeing the connection you're drawing. I'm dressed head to toe like Marshall Mathers. I'm dressed head to toe like Marshall Mathers. I needed this opening today, Baron. Thank you. Why are you dressed like Janet Jackson in 1988? I'm just, no reason. No reason. No reason at all. No reason at all. Baron, mic drop. Perfect show. Thank you. Christ is King. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Just wondering if anyone read that book about the CK assassination that came out the day before the assassination on Amazon and if it had any useful info. I certainly did not, so I don't know much about it. Wow, Baron, it's come to Jesus meeting time with Dan, Mikey, and Andrew. Not that it matters. Epic call out on all the gaslighting. Thank you. Another topic on the topic of gaslighting. You gaslit your wife for 20 years about Liar, Liar, House on Fire. Thanks for another great show. I did. But I did it into joking. Like I did. I mean, it was a total gaslight job. But it wasn't harmful. Like I wasn't trying to mess with her. I mean, I was trying to okay. I'm digging a hole here. I was trying to mess with her. I was having fun with it, but it wasn't like diabolical. I wasn't trying to cause harm or make her question her sanity or anything like that. I was just trying to just have some fun. And it was fun. It was great. And it was great fun when I finally came out and told her, you know, I've been messing with you this whole time. Marriages need something like that. They need a little fun. We have every right to know who's spending taxpayers' money and pushing a countrywide agenda to our youth. Yes, we do. We do. Good call. Her black outfit giving off Aunt Lydia vibe. Aunt Lydia. Who's that? Handmaid's Tale. See, I don't know. Rick Cutler obviously had something in his hand. Doesn't need to be a palm gun. His actions clearly show he was involved, even if he was a decoy. I would suggest doing a whole show on him. Weird that you and Candace won't. There's not a lot to do. I've mentioned him many times. I've pulled up his bio. I've talked about where he's worked in the past, mission trips he's been on, places he's vacationed. If you've missed all that, I apologize. I've probably talked about him on 10 different shows. Whether he clearly had something in his hands, if he did, if you zoom the camera out, when he does the move on his sleeve, it's after whatever happens to Charlie. Like if you slow it down frame by frame, Charlie's shirt is already moving before he does his thing. So, I mean, yes, because he's part of the security team. Yes, I've mentioned him and I've dug into him and I've done some research, but I don't say it's weird that I won't. I mean, there's just not a lot there that I can find. I literally thought Drewski was on the Blake and Andrew show. I'll be honest, Drewski's a better Erika than Erika. There are people like that. Like Phil Hartman was a better Bill Clinton than Bill Clinton. There's no shame in that game. Baron, I caught myself saying, "Hold please," multiple times today while talking to my hubby. Love you, your show, and what you do. Christ is King. Hold please. Get a drink of water. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyone who would object to you being polite and asking them to please hold please, has a real problem. Baron, your double appearance on CO today brightened my heart, getting some well-deserved recognition for your high IQ prowess. Yeah, it shocked me too. Like after she went to the first one, I was like, okay, yeah, it was a good clip. And then she went to the second one. I was like, wow, I really had a good show the other day. I wasn't aware it was so good. But thank you. You're a fantastic orator and truth seeker. I'd rather be a fantastic truth seeker, to be honest with you. Much smaller scale, but I compare my niece Molly, RIP, to CK, her mom to EK, and FBI to Charlottesville Police Department. Suspicious, number 33. After 8, 12, 17 rallies, so many lies, no answers. Gaslighting is brutal. Wish we had you. I don't know who all those people are. If there's some connection I'm missing, I apologize. But it sounds like your niece passed away, and I'm terribly sorry to hear that. If that date's supposed to mean something, I don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. B, widow here. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Lord, lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Christ is king. What book is that from? Is that from Numbers? Lord bless you and keep you. Where's that from? Yeah, number 6. Crushed it. Crushed it. Catholics don't know their Bible. Great Chobi. She sounds so desperate, hiring her own lawyers, the whole White House Correspondents' Dinner drama, her addressing the nation and coming after Candace, lying about GA, Georgia. If she wants us to stop, then answer the questions, Erika. I agree. I go back to the beginning. None of this investigation would be happening if she'd have gone away. It was her weirdness that kept it alive. Everyone would have lost interest very quickly if she wasn't there being weird for the last 7 months, 8 months. Me during the intro tonight. Erika, what have you done with Barron? Nothing. He's right here. I don't know why you're in such a good mood, but it's made for a top-tier show. Am I in a good mood? I mean, I'm always in a good mood. Am I usually in a bad mood? Prosecution will never be able to overcome reasonable doubt. Christ is king. Christ is king indeed. Not based on what I've seen so far. We don't know what they have. We'll see. EK was channeling her inner Tupac. I was expecting her to say, "What up, B?" What if she got on and she's like, "Guys, I can't make it tonight. I'm going to be late, my B." Then we would know who wrote the text, right? What? We are part of the Liberation High IQ outfit. Duly noted. Duly noted. I told my lawyer I would chill. Yeah. You need to chill. Erika forgot to talk about the Lord every 13 seconds during her appearance on the CK show. I've only watched clips. Did she talk about the Lord at all, or has she pivoted from the Lord? Daddy's home, Shabbat Shalom. I don't think she said Charlie's name once today, and that was weird to me. She's sitting there on the Charlie Kirk show talking about Charlie Kirk, and she kept saying my husband, and I don't know why she can't say his name. Weird to me. Maybe she did, and I missed it. Whoa, I wear black almost every day, and sir, I'm not a complete psychopath. Ma'am. Do you wear black button-ups, button to the top button, with the sleeves all the way down, and a black hat? Because if so, you need to reevaluate. You might, in fact, be. I doubt you do. You look normal. I'm part of a high IQ outfit. Love you, Baron. Keep shedding light and speaking truth. Love your crash outs. Christ is king indeed. I'll allow it. Joe Biden proved that the role of president means nothing if the staffers in cabinet can run the country. Scary and meaningless, IMO. Correct. And he did a lot of harm to the country that last year, and more. Erika more sus each day. She coached. Go Max. Yeah, she's coached. What would Charlie have thought of Erika today? And he'd have been like, "Go home. I left you tens of millions of dollars. Go home." I'm within the first 5 minutes of the show, and I can't remember the last time I was this uncomfortable. Well, sometimes I have that effect on people. Black shirt, black shoes, black hat, tactical gear. I should have worn a bully. Then it'll really make you guys uncomfortable. YouTube might have a problem with that. Erika was late for an only. Oh, no. We're not going to say that. We're not going to say that. I don't believe that about Erika. I don't believe she could scrounge up pay subscribers. Click your heels, Wizard of EK. Go home. Wait a minute. In the book, they weren't ruby slippers. What were they? Were they silver slippers? Gold slippers? What were they? They weren't ruby. Thank you for calling out the gaslighting. It's crazy making. Also, please continue to pray for my family member with cancer. Pray, love, pray. Christ is king. Christ is king indeed. Allegedly, Sam Morgan. We will certainly pray for Sam Morgan's family member with cancer. Absolutely fire, B. Regarding EF call for self-recognition, it's mandatory to do this live To do this, to live a fruitful life, and maintain relationships, jobs, marriage, parenting, and faith. Blessed to have you and kids. Agreed. I agree. You've got to do some introspection. As Catholics, we call it an examination of conscience, when you kind of look at how you've dealt with God and your neighbor. And usually, most examinations of conscience have questions. Some are like 10, some are like 100. But you go through and you just mentally, you don't say it out loud, but you mentally answer each question as you go. Adfleet should do a skit of all EK's outfits. Oh, gotta be careful there. Sorry, I didn't come across in chat earlier, but I thought it was in poor taste for her to wear all black like Tyler R. and the guys on the roof. Thanks always, Baron. Christ is King. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a little too close to home. A little too close to home. I'm so proud to be a member. I'm so grateful for your consistent dedication to finding truth about Charlie's death. You're a consummate professional. Bless you and your family and all you bring to this podcast and this world. Well, that's awfully kind. That's awfully kind. Thank you. Christ is King indeed. They're trying to put on podcasters for violence is scary. But thanks for the laughs today. I think it's diabolical. I don't think it's scary. I think it's evil. That you would blame anybody asking questions about legitimate things that are unanswered, that could easily be answered, that you would blame them for some sort of violence? Are you out of your mind? That is diabolical. That's evil. That's evil. A grumbler says, love the all black, makes your beard pop. And I got to point out something. I was talking to my 5-year-old at Mass last night. We went to confirmation. And he was kind of standing on my lap and he was playing with me. He goes, I love your beard. And I said, well, thank you, buddy. And I rubbed his cheeks. I said, do you have a beard? He said, no, I don't have a beard. I said, well, one day you'll have a beard. I said, that's kind of the cycle of life. You start with no beard and then you grow a beard and it's all one color. And then you get old and your beard turns white. He goes, oh, your beard is very white. Get off my lap, kid. Go back to your seat. We've had enough of you today. Yes. We're all part of the Barren Nation. Yeah, I can't wait to listen to Janet Jackson today. I'm no more singing, though. We got answers, ladies and gentlemen. DMSO info. See Dr. Pierre Corey's Substack. Pierre Corey, who is that? Name so. Corey. Oh. Okay. Duly noted, ladies and gentlemen. Duly noted. Bassem Youssef literally said she did it. But again, it was a joke. Going to see him on Friday and can't wait. Love to you and the fam. Baron, thank you. He said that on Candace's show, didn't he? But I think he was kidding. I'm still stuck on the prosthetic-looking hands in CK's casket. Thanks for all the logic. I would think they're prosthetic, except you can see the damage on his hands. The damage that I pointed out that could have been caused from other things. My first super chat, love this part of my day. Christ is King. I love this part of this day too, Ashley. Christ is King indeed. Your style, memory, and quick wit. The outfit. Thank you. Thank you. Can someone get Erika some coconut water? She has terrible dry mouth. It grates in my earbuds. Okay. I will let her know. I couldn't help hear your voice as she was up talking today. Not to be morbid, but she wore more black today than Charlie's memorial. She didn't wear any black at Charlie's memorial. She wore all white. It was weird. Christ is King, indeed, from country with a little bitty flag. Oh, it's Elbuck, so it's got to be England, right? Or the United Kingdom of some sort. Thank you. Thank you, Leanna. Hi, Baron. I lost a child at the age of 21. Became a widow at the age of 29. Jeepers creepers. What a tragic set of circumstances. I'm sorry, Nana, to hear that. These two life experiences have made me a strong woman. There's absolutely nothing that women can say to make me see her in a positive. Those are hard words. JD pulls out of Iowa event. Payback is a B. Yeah. I tried to watch some of that Idaho event last night with Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles. It was awful. And I like both of them. Man, it is so hard for them to get up there and act like it's normal. It's not. It's not. They both acted so different than they normally do. Please look into the plant explosion in Tennessee. Exactly 30 days from 9/10, manufacturing and process battery packs, et cetera, that TPU uses. Old manager resigned after in 9/10, hadn't been heard from since. So if you've been watching my show for a long time, I covered that on October 12th. Again, I'm not taking credit for it, but I was not aware at the time of anybody else having covered that as potential connection to Charlie Kirk's show. They don't manufacture battery packs, though. That's not what they do. They manufacture explosives for the military. The allegation or the suspicion is maybe they manufactured a small explosion that could have been used at the Charlie Kirk. But we don't know. But yeah, I've covered that. Go back and watch that show. It's from October 12th. You'll find it. Bubba Baron, one of the two packages has arrived. I think it was the Reagan for Governor buttons. Mom worked on the campaign. Daisy said she would tell you it arrived. One package is supposed to arrive by 9 p.m., the poster. I'll go by there tomorrow. How about that? I don't want to leave those laying around. I will go by there tomorrow. I hadn't planned to go by there tomorrow. I was planning to go by. Actually, I can't go by Friday, so I'll have to go by tomorrow. Duly noted. Thank you for sharing that with me, Cohen. Your Majesty, King Baron. Yes, my loyal subject. If you ever come to Iceland, you're going to think we're all criminals. Most Icelandic women wear all black at all times. The widow crash out has been watched a lot. Priceless. Why do you guys wear black in Iceland? Hold on, I'm looking up. Oh, this could be. I want to look up Icelandic women, but that might not end well. Oh yes. Well, no, it's not fine. I don't see a lot of black though. I see Sarah Sigmund's daughter and Annie Thor's daughter. They're Icelandic. I don't see anyone wearing black. I see one. There's one in black. All about Icelandic women. I just want to hear them talk. They got a beautiful, beautiful language. I want to hear them talk. But thank you. I hope you're not all criminals. Oh, solo amieo. Remember that commercial. O sol amieo. Okay. Do I need to punch that in and see what that means? Hold, please. O sol amieo. Oh, amieo. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't remember that commercial. EK look today seemed like it was her stylist take on Candace's battle bun. Copycat behavior done poorly. Another epic fail for EK and TPUSA. Let me tell you right now. Had she come in with a bun on top of her head, that would have been dope. That's what she should have done. I honestly, she should have shown up with a bun on her head. Andrew, epic fail. Blake, shame on you. She's got great hair. Roll that thing up. She have a big old bun like this big. Like one of those women that, walk around at the equator with a fruit basket on their head. But it would have been just a bun. Like the ultimate battle bun. Golly. That would have been perfect. That next time. Next time. Keep that in the back pocket, guys. The hat with the patches you can change out, Kristen. Oh, those aren't patches. Those were just stickers. I like printed them off and cut them out and used Scotch tape. So yeah, that was my hat. Erika getting boycotted at schools. Coincidence, White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter, a teacher. Narrative being leveraged by Erika and its political allies to accelerate their entry into public schools is her next plan. I did notice that when she was talking about that and how dangerous teachers were. And I thought, you're trying to get into public schools with your Nation America tour or whatever it's called. What do they call that? Nation something. Faking gay. Fake and gay. Sorry. Hey, man, from England here. EK was dressed like Sarah Connor from the Terminator movie. Another great character. So we've got Sarah Connor, Janet Jackson, Marshall Mathers, Erika Kirk. Weird get up. Baron, hello from the first state. Delaware? Wonder if we'll get an EK mask this Halloween. Bet we will. Christ is king indeed. I think the first state was Delaware. Yep. Nailed it. Delaware was the first state to ratify the Constitution of the United States, earning it the nickname the first state. What a weird state it is, too. I've got family in Delaware, though. I should be careful. Like Wilmington. Shawnee's back. Hey, Shawnee. Wow, Shawnee. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. She can play victim to her dwindling crowd all she wants, but the donors are where the rubber meets the road, and they are watching their contributions swirl the toity. The longer they keep her as the face of Charlie's organization, may he rest in peace. That is my point. You probably articulated it better than I did. In fact, I think you did, because I didn't use the word toity, and obviously you did. But that's it. That's it. Are you going to give $10 million to an organization with her as the head? No, they're not doing as good a job. Like they got people resigning. They've got all this craziness. Like the merch sales were driven because Charlie died. What do the merch sales look like the last 60 days? What do the new chapter signups look like the last 60? There was that initial rush because Charlie was great and everybody felt bad and they got a lot of free publicity. But now your CEO is on the bench. You've sidelined your CEO. Thank you, Shawnee. Thank you very, very, very much. First time catching it live, always watch the replays. Thank you for your incredible word and wisdom. Well, thank you, Kristen Hubbard. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. I sent you a bird box. It will be at the P.O. Box tomorrow. Loved your show today. Needed a good laugh. Maybe we all did. Shout out to RJ. He loves your humble host. Asked there the other day, is it time for your humble host? Sounds brilliant. RJ does. Sounds like a genius, actually. We need more RJs in the world. Need more RJs. I like RJ. Big fan. Big fan of him. Thank you. B, I found you in October. Thanks to Ian. Was a silver lining to the dark cloud of the CK murder. You and CO keep us laughing and informed. I'll never tire the imitations of the Tupac TR messages. Let me say this about Candace. You just brought up a very important point. Does she look like she's having fun again? Like, I used to love watching her when she was having fun. And I liked watching the early part of the Charlie Kirk investigation, but you could see the heaviness. You could see the ire. And there was a period of time where it felt like it was like weighing on. She looks like she's having fun again. She's cracking herself up. She's getting a little more animated at times. Like, she was having so much fun during the, oh gosh, can't even remember their names. The Blake Lively era, during the Brigitte era. Like, she was having fun, cracking herself up, having a good time. She's back. That Candace is back. She's back to having fun. And they better watch the hell out. Because if she can take everything she's taken the last 6 months and be having fun, y'all are in trouble. Real trouble. If you plan to go Janet, or we do a wardrobe malfunction. Edge? I did that by mistake one day, if you remember. Well, the members saw it. Luckily, I think only like 137 people saw that before I stopped it. I've still got that saved somewhere where it. Yeah. That was a huge error. You didn't see anything. It was only from like here up. It was like the bottom part of my shoulders up, but it still was like too close. No wardrobe malfunctions. No Justin was that Justin Timberlake with Janet Jackson? JT's not welcome in my house. We will not be yanking on my clothes. Has anyone interviewed those who witnessed someone scoping out Losi roof at UVU 2 weeks before? No, but you just raised a really good point that I'd forgotten about. During the hearing last time, I remember overhearing this, making a mental note of it, and I totally forgot until reading your comment. So thank you. Thank you for that comment. During the last hearing, the judge was asking the defense lawyer, how much time do you need? He said, oh, we've gotten all this information. I don't know. He said, and one of the things he said is, oh, we got like 30 days worth of video. Obviously, we don't need to go through all that. And I wanted to call him and say, I will go through it. Like, why would you not go through that? I'll go through it at 4X. I'll just put it on, put on some bird sounds, and just watch. Like, I want to see, did anybody walk up and look around the Losi Center? Do we see Tyler Robinson? Do we see anyone else? Did anybody walk out in the middle of the courtyard? What do you mean you don't want to watch it? You don't need to watch it. You absolutely need to watch it. That could be the reasonable doubt, sir. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me, because Tyler, you've got an ineffective assistance claim if they don't watch that video. They need to watch every second of that footage that they got. And if they can't get to it, then they need to hire it out. I promise you, there are a lot of lawyers who will volunteer to do that electronic discovery. You can contract it out, or you can get people to sign paperwork and have them be your paralegal. I would be happy to watch that video. And I know a lot of people would be happy to watch that video. Good email or good comment, Max Frost 4692. Thank you. I truly enjoyed this episode. Your eloquence, clarity, and authenticity is so refreshing. What are PYG bucks? PYG currency. We've covered this. Paraguayan. Guarani. Paraguay. Guarani. Thank you. Thank you. But Baron, you're on fire tonight. Love your show. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. Had to leave job at Lejeune to deal with some bull butter in Charlotte. Still in the butter, but this show made my drive awesome. Thank you. By the way, Sheriff Cullen is back on the tube. Christ is king indeed. I did not know he was back. I saw where he put up a post on Patreon, but I didn't know he's back on YouTube. I'll have to go check him out. Put the fries in the bag, Blake. Thank you, Boise Jet guy. That made me laugh. That was a legitimate laugh. My mother and grandmother were both Erika Kirks after their husbands died. The level of revulsion I feel when I think back on how they acted is still gut-churning. Women like that exist. I recognized Erika immediately. Christ is king indeed. Well, that's sad. It's sad you think that about your mom. Yeah, Granny can fend for herself, but your mom? I'm not going to lie. First, I was like, what is happening with Baron? Then I snort laughing when it clicked. That was awesome. Go, Max. Bad cop Baron. You know, I thought about it before I did it. I was like, you know, it's going to cost you a lot of views. Because most people decide whether they're going to watch a show in the first 30 seconds. And someone who's never watched my show before is going to see me like, they can be like, oh, great. We got an invalid. What's he doing? The guy's clearly mentally incompetent. He's incapacitated. We don't. But you know what? It's worth it. I'm willing to take the hit on views. I'm not worried about views in this point in my life. I'm more worried about being hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm more willing about doing the show I want to do. And that's the show I wanted to do. Sorry I was late, my B. That's all right, my B. We good, my B. Just caught the opening few minutes and was fighting back tears. That Erika impression was uncanny. God bless you and your family. That's okay, beer and tunes. You can be late whenever you need to. Thank you for the Canuck Bucks. What a great idea. Whose great idea was Erika's outfit? Starting to wonder if she's the only one not in on the joke. I've wondered if she's being sabotaged. Like, seriously wondered. If Andrew's not like, gotta get rid of this woman, how? She's never going to step down voluntarily. I got it. Baron update. Had my surgery yesterday. Charlie did not come to me while I was under set face. Oh, you told me that earlier, Kyla. Well, thank you. You should last a long time. Stay with us. In my time, a lot of great YouTubers, in my humble opinion, have stopped broadcasting censored. I hope it'll last a long time. Hope you guys will stay with me. Favorite comment under Candace's show today. You lost your little brother, but then God gave you a big brother. Baron is amazing. Oh, that's Very kind. Thank you for saying that. Very kind. Did anyone else watch the clips of Charlie and remember what we lost? Erika aside, ruling class chaos aside, Charlie's missed. I watched a good chunk of those today, actually. I don't think it had the effect they intended it to have. Because all it made me realize is what a scam operation they've become. No one can do what he did. No one at that organization can do what he did. Are there people who are capable of going on campus and making good arguments, having a good time, keeping a good attitude, not losing their cool, not cussing at kids, letting them hear them out, taking the tough questions? There are people who can do it. There are. I'm not sure I'm the guy. I'd get frustrated with those kids. Like, shut up. But there are people who can do it. None of them work at TPUSA. None of them even remotely work at TPUSA. Nor are they the people they keep bringing in. I like Tucker, but he's not great at that. I like starting to not like Matt Walsh, but I genuinely used to like him quite a lot. He wasn't good at it last night. He just wasn't very good at it. And all those questions seem pre-screened, if we're being honest. Last night seemed fake. It's clear our overlords are puppets of shadow politics and governments. Stainless steel scrubby for your teacup. We'll turn it back to new. Yeah, but I'm scared of whatever that finish is. I don't want to disturb that. I mean, it's clean. Like I get the Brillo, not Brillo pad, but the little scrubber, and I get in there. Like I really get after it. It's not dirty. It's just stained. Ahmad English breakfast tea number 1 is very hard on your favorite teacup. Very hard. Gas hit $4.29 in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Yeah, we're over that here. We're close to $5. And I got a 36-gallon tank. You know what that cost to fill up? Me wishing I had a video of myself seeing Barron on the thumbnail dressed like EK. At RBP, I do not believe you killed your husband, but I have a question for you. Did you go to Fort Huachuca? Just asking. Did I go to Fort Huachuca? I've never been there. Never been to Fort Huachuca. See how easy that is, Erika? Just say it. That's it. I was not there on September 8th or 9th. Correct Barron gear would be from St. Petersburg Catholic High School. Thanks again. Oh. St. Petersburg Catholic High School. Barron Life. That's the name of your that's the name of your website. Barron Life. What a great. Can I send my kids there? Where is that? Oh, St. Petersburg, Florida. Bit of a drive in the morning. Barron Boosters. This is great. I got to get some gear. Oh, this is great. Sponsor. I might sponsor the football team this year. How much is it? Ooh, never mind. Scratch that idea. Thought they'd have like a little $100 thing to put in their program or something. No. Very proud of their football team there at the St. Petersburg Catholic. I bet they're excellent. Thank you. I rarely watch Facebook, but was visiting family. Football on Facebook. But was visiting family in Indy for the bowls, and wow. I, too, will always watch any clip of Fernando's epic touchdown and Signetti speech. He's great. It's literally the cover photo of my Facebook is him stretched out going into the end zone. It's great. Definitely best show ever, Baron. Ooh, how we would love for everyone to answer your questions. You look good in black, Sir Baron. I'm told it's because my white beard jumps off the screen when I have black on. Eve here. What a banger combo. Classy. Candace followed by Bad Cop Bubba Baron. Member show was Dre Dossier. Had a great follow-up video today. I watched it. It was excellent. Better time spent than watching EK. Christ is king indeed. I'm going to cover the Dre Dossier's video from today, but I got to figure out how. Hello from Coeur d'Alene, Iowa. I don't know what that means. Always makes me laugh. I don't know what that means. I know what that means. Coeur d'Alene, Iowa. That's Idaho. That's where the wealthy people live. Your neighbors are rich. Thank you, Jess. First super chat beginning had me LOL, married 20 years, date night weekly. Husband asks, so what did Barron say today? You become our go-to topic. Oh, makes me happy. Mrs. LaPerks. Mr. LaPerks sounds brilliant. Musings. As Father Ripperger says, someone possessed by Satan will lie even when it would be best to tell the truth. Christ is king indeed. That's amazing. I know people like that. Penny Lane replied, not nearly as empty as Charlie felt. Okay. Thank you, Edge. The all-black outfit and eyes got me immediately. Well, just trying our best over here. Just trying our best. But Baron, hi from the litter box with my fat upper knuckle and dress vans. Love you. Christ is king indeed. I had on dress vans last night. I was looking sharp. I had my navy blue blazer on, had my button-down shirt on, and my dress vans. They look great. Did you hear the "Why So Sad" comment as EK was leaving? I did. Jesse did a great piece on that. Great. Name of the Dre podcast. Want more high IQ pods? It's called the Dre Dossier. DREY. DREY Dossier. The Dre Dossier. It's great. She's done a great job. First time super chat, long time listener since Google Trends. Wow. This is my favorite time of my day. Anyways, I was thinking about you and Edfleet should write children's books. I don't know if I'd write good children's. Maybe. I always struggled to write commercials. I wrote several, but I always struggled to write them because you got to say it all in 28 seconds. Hard for me. Let's see if I can find the best one I ever did. Hold on. I don't know if it's on here. I actually acted in this one because the actor didn't show up. Let me see if it's in here. Oh, gosh. No, that's me talking. Stop it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah. This is from 11 years ago. Y'all are going to love this. This is the best commercial I ever wrote. This was a guy running for the Alabama House of Representatives. We had this whole commercial lined up, and the dadgum actor didn't show up. So I was like, fine, I wrote it. I'll do it. Corey Harbison was a nobody. He was running against a 6-term incumbent. He was supposed to lose. We got outspent 8-1 in this ad, in this race, 8-1, and we won. We had to go to a runoff and then win. The guy was like third in the power in the House. We ran on one issue and one issue only. He had made some vote that was cutting money from the public schools, and we just crushed him with it. The Republican primary. Corey's actually still in the state house today. He's been there like 3 terms. Check this ad out. This was great though. But this is why it's hard for me because I'm not very good at being succinct. And so it's hard for me to think in terms of commercials. But check out this ad. You're gonna like this.
Can you tell me how to get to the state house from here?
State house? You don't look like a politician.
I'm not. I'm Corey Harbison from Coleman County.
Good luck in Montgomery, Corey. Don't let them change you down there.
I've lived in Coleman County my whole life. You don't have to worry about me. Can you tell me how to get to the state house?
Why are you going to the state house?
They need good Coleman County values there, so I'm taking them with me.
Well, you just go right up the road here until you see a bunch of guys in fancy suits slapping each other on the back.
Well, that's exactly who I'm going there to fight.
What a great ad. That's exactly who I'm going there to fight. Oh, that was a great ad. We had a lot of fun with that one. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Man, that was a walk down memory lane. That was 12 years ago, I think. Yeah, 12 years ago. But I don't think I'd be good at writing children's books. Thank you, Baron. Another banger. Well, thank you. Very kind of you. When will you give us the tea on Alex Clark? Depends. Is she getting out of line again? She kind of got in line when I threatened to spill it all. Thank you, Miss Danielle Lee. Bahaha. You welcome your welcome in had me. Love bad cop. Yeah, well, I try. Her outfit isn't helping the lesbian rumors. I made that same claim today. Somebody was like, what's she wearing? I'm like, well, she's not helping the rumors. We will never get to meet. Will we ever get to meet Mrs. Coleman? Yeah, I talked to her about it. We're gonna do a show. Need to hear I'm gonna be late, my B, with a high IQ outfit and requesting high IQ mug. Black Inside for tea, please. There is now a Black Inside mug available. Believe it or not. For tea, please. So it's available. Get on the realbaronpodcast.com. Hit the view all merch and you'll see the mug, the high IQ mug with the Black Inside. I'm going to be late, my B. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's there. Oh, I've already read that. Read that as well. You get more viewers than subscribers because all the haters are watching. Hey, Andrew. Hope you have the day you deserve. I thought about that. I've thought about that. Shabbat shalom. Erika needs to stay home. Christ is king indeed. If I recall, the round which deleted MLK Jr. also hit his collarbone on the way back in before it hit the shoulder blade. Yeah, it did. It did. It did not. They act like, oh, he got shot in the same spot. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Look at the autopsy. I mean, it was like total destruction from here to here. Good call. Good catch. Hi, Baron. I cried listening to your open statement about Biden because it was like you were talking about President Trump. He's going through the same thing right now. I'm Australian and have been concerned. I, too, am concerned. Very concerned. Very concerned. What are your thoughts on the kids who resigned from TPUSA's Texas State chapter? Follow your conscience. Today I learned Erika learned the definition of ironic from Alanis Morissette, not Charlie or the dictionary. Yeah, I mean, what she said was ironic was not ironic. I caught that as well. George Carlin had a great bit about irony. He said, people get irony backwards. I'm going to screw this joke up. He said a guy is dying. He's diabetic and he's got too much insulin. His blood sugar's plummeting. He says a lot of people would think it's ironic if he's driving to the hospital and he gets run over by an orange juice truck. He's like, that would not be ironic. He said if he gets run over by an insulin truck, that's irony. And that stuck with me because that's true. Am I the only one who sees EK never says Charlie's name? No, I noticed it immediately. Ivan, your 5-year-old is brilliant. Still laughing. GBC. Where would we be without you? Legend. Christ is king. Well, thank you. That's high praise. Mark, today, as the first day Baron wore a low IQ outfit. You had been cracking up before your opening. Keep standing for truth. We have your back. Thank you. Very kind of you. My friend's daughter died in a head-on collision recently. Her body and arms were burned badly. Her hands look like Charlie Kirk's hands did in the coffin. Interesting. I'm sorry to hear that about your friend, by the way. That's a horrific story. Take two. I used to mess with my sister, who's 15 years my junior. For over a decade, I would spell out hashtag instead of hashtag. That's hilarious. Hashtag go Mags. That is great. I used to do that to my kids. I would use their slang. I would overhear them. You know, I got teenagers. I would hear them talking. And they would say something's lit. And so I would use it incorrectly on purpose. I was like, man, lit. Am I wrong, guys? Lit it is? And they were like, Dad, don't say that. I'm like, lit, it is. They're like, Dad, no, that's not how you say it. I'm like, but it is, right? They're like, well, kinda. I would do that with all their slang. Oh, they don't like me. I'm just kidding. They do. I'm sure the merch sales are great. Frank T keeps buying white shirts. Yeah, he's got a lot of them. Bad Cop Baron awarded Moon stamp of approval. Chef's kiss, LOL. Thank you, Moon Goddess. Everything Erika said about people taking selfies for clicks the other night. Andrew, not to mention the casket cringe. Yes, Christ is king indeed. The casket cringe undercut everything she said about those reporters taking selfies in a situation. Ma'am, you posted a video of you mourning over your husband's casket. That's it. Like, the story's over. You lose. I just got here and immediately know what's going on with the hat, OG status, and proud. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm the negative post on the battery at my nonprofit job. I think it's because my ADHD gives me the ability to see 10 steps ahead. Hate having to explain. Same. Any speculation on what the objective of the coffin video was? What were she or her advisors hoping to achieve there? Sympathy. It was poorly calculated. It was calculated, but poorly calculated. I need Mrs. Coleman's coconut chicken recipe. You mentioned it once, and now I think about it every time I watch the show. I'll have it next week. I saw the ingredients come in the mail today. I saw it. As soon as I opened the box, I was like, yes, we're getting coconut chicken next week. If I get her on the show, I'll have her give it to you. I don't know how to make it. Erika's outfit reminded me of Zelensky's forever black combat fit. I think they are soldiers for a cause. I didn't think about that, but that's a good catch. Is it just me, or is Blake Neff Speed the Tom Cruise character from Tropic Thunder? Although that character Tom played was actually funny and could dance. Blake is just annoying and whiny. Yeah, Blake serves a purpose, but it's not a good one. Just in, and we'll go back to watch. Want to say thank you for sharing yourself. I found myself crying while listening to you because of how kind you are and what you stand for. So darn inspiring. I'm going to call you Larry because that's what it looks like to me. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. All the way from New Zealand. Thank you. My kids talked me into my first super chat ever. Please say hi to Edith and Vinny. Edith and Vinny, thank you. You're sound like brilliant children. Christ is king indeed, Edith and Vinny. And Akatano, if that is your real name. Thank you, heart-grown mama. Last year, my brother had a mental breakdown. I've never left his side. Did a rosary day night. Thank God he came through. Following month, had a visit from my late mother. Wow. Woke up from my sleep with her arms wrapped around me. She thanked me for not leaving him. Wonder if CO got a visit from Charlie. I don't know, but that is, what a deep story that is. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Remember the Charlottesville video of the car which ran in the crowd? Did you notice the camera angle and setup was professional looking, as if it were the opening scene of Law and Order? Sparky, I remember the situation. You know what's funny? Not funny, it's a tragic story, but I woke up that morning. I'd gone to bed, and all the I call them right wingers, but all the people who were protesting were there the night before. I woke up the next day and they said that somebody had been run over in the street. And I thought, oh, well, one of the protesters got run over. I didn't realize it was someone on the other side. What was her name? Heather Heyer. I didn't realize that it was someone on the other side. And I thought, these guys were protesting in the street. It's dangerous in the street. But then I didn't realize the other side. I felt bad. Modesty, good sir. Bragging of the huge error. Effordent to clean stainless cups or inside thermos. It's a good call. I didn't think about that. Tooth cleanser. Oh, sole mio. Oh, my son, opera singer here and Hoosier. Studied voice at IU. Love you, Baron. Christ is king. Did you go to the Jacobs School of Music? While I was at IU, there were a lot of Jacobs School of Music students around. I used to ride the bus with some of them. Great school, by the way. One of the top music schools in the country. The lady who died was never touched by the car. She saw it from the sidewalk, a smoker and morbidly obese. She was startled and had a heart attack. Oh, gosh. I didn't know that either. How about Ben Shapiro to take over TPUSA? I don't think they are set up for those eyebrows. I think they would have a problem. I think there's something they have on the building when you walk in, and he would snag on it. So I don't think he can. Hi, Baron, can you please look up statute 77389 for Utah? Should be victim representative, not EK. She shouldn't even have the right in the first place, according to their laws. I saw that Wolves in Finance video as well. He and I reached different conclusions on that. I'm familiar with it. Hi, you're killing it today. A couple drops of bleach and warm water. Man, I'm getting all the tips on how to clean my tea mug. Amazing. Let's sit for a while. Cup will be clean as a whistle. That cleaner CLR is good too. I have CLR. I could try that. Vinegar and baking soda. Don't scrub or it what? What? Don't scrub or it what? What is? Oh gosh. Never. She saw how Fetterman dressed for banquet and took you for his time. I've been a big fan from the UK. Thinking about dash cam in the cop cars. If cops saw it, would they have footage of CK's legs hanging out and potential struggle? Yeah, they should. I would think they would do. Hopefully we'll see it one day. Baron, great opening. I could not love you more for comparing EK to JB. While so true, it is also so genius. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a whole lot to me. Okay, wrong crowd. We need a beer mug that says, I'm going to be late, my B. Yeah, you do, don't you? Thank you, Jenna. Jenica. Never heard that name before. The great Baron. My granddaughter named her red beta fish Fernando. Go IU and Christ is king. Christ is king indeed. Fernando's a great fish name. Best episode ever. Been here since day one. Wow. Mason Storyteller, you've been around a long time. Can't wait to see the next Drewski video wearing the black hat and ninja costume. I wondered if the hat was worn to cover the eyes. I noticed them. I thought about that. She had that thing pulled down low and the light was from above and it casted a shadow over those eyes. I thought about her trying to hide the manifestation. True crime junkies know a few things. A big tell is if they don't say the victim's name. I did not know that. Is that a thing? Just speculation. I'm not saying she's guilty. I just think she may know more than she should. I did not know that was a thing. Sprinkle baking soda in a damp cup or thermos works well. I'll say this. I'm going to have the cleanest mug in America. I just want you guys to know that. This cup is going to gleam. And when I show it to you next time and it's going to be so bright and sparkly, you're going to be proud of me. I finally make someone proud. Matching EK today. LMAO. God bless you and your fam. God bless you, Tisa. Charlottesville car driver was autistic, lost in a new town whose roads were blocked by protesters. He was stalked by a guy with a long pew-pew. Someone hit his car with a bat and he hit the gas in fear of the pew. I didn't follow up that closely. I don't know all that. Baron just saying hello and great show. Thank you, JoJo. Since we received our Grumbler merch, I've had nothing to annoy you about. Great show tonight. You never annoy me, JoJo. I've never been annoyed by you ever a day of my life. I think this is the last one. Longtime follower, first super chat. I tried using Riz in a casual convo with my 15-year-old and his friends. He said, Mom, don't say that. Love your podcast. Keep going, Max. And Crisis King. Yeah, I asked if somebody played for the Memphis Grizzlies one time. And my kids were like, Dad, you're not allowed to say that. Like, if that had come from a 16-year-old, cool. Knock it off, old man. I'm like, all right, I got you. Hey, we've reached the end of yet another program. Thank you for joining me. We've had a good time. I will say this. I am incredibly thankful you guys continue to join me night in and night out. I will be back tomorrow. I will not be here Friday. No member show. I did that yesterday. If you're a member, go check it out. It was a great show. I thought it was. We covered the Dre Dossier video from a couple of months ago. I do want to cover the one she put out this morning. It's fantastic. And I might do that just on a regular show. What's going on with that ballroom is scary, and it puts into perspective what I think could be a lot of what happened the other night with the White House Correspondents' Dinner because of Operation Ballroom that took place immediately afterwards. So we may cover that tomorrow and maybe next week. I'm not sure. How we'll do that, but I do want to dig into that a little bit at some point. But thank you. Don't you ever forget all these people that need their prayers. Please pray for them. Pray for them, and don't forget. Always remember, Jesus loves you. Thank you. And I will be back. Mañana. I'll be back mañana, my friends. And yeah, if you need anything in the meantime, like the video, share the video, subscribe, hit the notifications, tell your friends and family, tell your neighbors, tell your priest, tell your pastor, tell your imam, tell your rabbi. Spread the good word. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.